Centre chosen for a Speedway test series between Australia and the United States. These are the drivers. From the United States, Ed Wilbur, Rodney Combs, Mike Klein and Ray Godsey. And the Australian team, Alan Butcher, Ralph Ranger, Paul O'Neill and John Leslight. Leslight from Lismore been chosen for his aggressive driving.
I've been running the car for nearly a season and I've been playing it easy and haven't been getting any results, so I just had to speed up or give up. So we stepped it up last meeting in the Grand Prix and I won the Grand Prix and quite happy with the car.
O'Neill is also from Lismore. Well, Paul, you've had a look at the Yanks, of course, a relatively new boy to the test racing circus. What do you think at the moment?
Oh, they're very fast, Ian. They're a very good team. Ray Godsey and Rodney Combs, they're professional racers. Very fast. Very good team, they are.
But you're not unbeatable tonight?
No, I think we'll go good here tonight. It's our home track, and I think Australia would be looking good for a win tonight.
Ranger comes from Newcastle. He's about to have his first drive on the Lismore track.
Well, we came out and practiced yesterday. I was really impressed with the track. It was for a daytime track. It was really unbelievable. We were going really quick, but unfortunately we seized the motor up. I think I had oil surge trouble, but we flipped a little 327 in. You know, it's not going to go as good as the other motor, but it'll go okay.
The most experienced Australian is Brisbane's Alan Butcher, a former national champion.
We started off at Archerfield very good last Wednesday night, but as the track dried out, the car was a little bit off, but I'm sure with this beautiful track here at Lismore, and it really is, I'd just like the people to know that it's a terrific track, it should be good.
Ray Godsey is the man the Americans are looking to on this night.
If you're going to race and race professional, you got to race 24 hours a day. You know, you can't. I've laid in bed a lot of nights and thought about, well, what should I do to make my car go faster the next day? And I've worked on them 12 and 14, 16 hours a day, and it takes a lot of work.
And no doubt you're tipping the Yanks to win.
I hope so.
Team captain Ed Wilbur could never be described as humble.
Well, let's put it this way, we got a lot more experience, you know, a lot more experience in driving on the cars. They only get their weekend warriors, you know. A lot of us run 3 and 4 days a week. That makes a lot of difference.
Ed, what goes into your tactics as far as team racing is concerned for tonight?
Well, we're not going to tell you everything we do yet. It's a little early, and I'm not going to be letting everything know that I got right now. You know, we're going to do some team work out there. We have to beat these guys because they got the strongest team around.
Mike Klein is a little more down to earth. Looking forward to some very tough racing in this, the first test. Mike, let's take the Australians tonight for this test in Lismore. A strong side?
Yeah, a real strong side, and they've got a lot of experience on this track and others. A lot of the places we go to, the guys are just used to their own track, and I think the team tonight's raced on plenty of tracks, and they're pretty experienced, so it'll be a strong team.
Would you give Alan Butcher the nod as the one to beat for yourself tonight?
We always give him that, yeah. Alan's got heaps of experience, and he's got a good car, and he's very hard to beat.
The drivers are introduced to the big Lismore crowd with the usual razzmatazz that accompanies such events. But now the talking has all but ended. Now it's time to get set.
It's still Cox, there's Keevers.
Before the test, bombers, super bombers and production racing.
Cox and Mully with 4 laps remaining. Ken Cox getting on the outside there on the last lap. The white flag is out. The white flag is out for Cox. And Wayne second spot, and look at Mully tries to get inside of Wayne. Oh, here comes Wayne inside of Cox. Oh, look at this fellow of Dowling. Nearly got surprised, but look at this. Ray is now the leader with Cox on the outside and on their last lap coming for the checkered flag. Cox tries to get inside of Way. Can he do it? He can't. G-Way, the number 64 car gets a checkered flag by Cox in second spot. And Mal's auto car, number 64, who was that? Have a look at John Blair, very untidy. Daheen on the inside of Blair. Oh, no, Daheen. Oh, Daheen and Graham McDonald. McDonald's lost it. Daheen's now the leader. Adrian Daheen's going to get it. What a pity for Graham McDonald. John Blair got mixed up with Graham McDonald. That's a shame. The checkered flag. Adrian Daheen gets it. Sparks fly. Oh, Irvin straight in front of Chip. And straight in front of the rest of the car. Oh, no. 5 laps remaining. Clayton squeezes him out a little bit. The ball rolling right on his tail. What's Warning? Goes in the bottom corner. The Commodore on the inside of the little 6-cylinder Tirana. Neil Clayton holds a tight line. A good bit of driving by Clayton. Bob Rawlings second spot. Jude in third spot. But have a look at Bob Rawlings' Commodore handling beautifully. 4 laps remaining. Now there's not to go to 3 laps, I'd say. Yes, 3 laps remaining. And it's still Neil Clayton in front of Bob Rawlings and Bob Rawlings to try and get Neil Clayton. There goes Reynolds. He's lost it. Neil Clayton looks like he's got a few legs on Bob Rawling. Bob Rawling, Property Farm Commodore, just dropping back a little. 2 laps remaining. It is still Clayton from Rawling and from Duke. There's the white flag. Neil Clayton is the one with only 1 lap remaining of the Lismore City Speedway. Bob Rawling is understeering badly. He's understeering very badly in the pavilion corner. That's what the problem is with Bob Rawling's car. She's handling not very good at all. Neil Clayton, ladies and gentlemen, gets the checkered flag. Put your hands together. They're going to be hard.
To the main event, and drama even before the first round of the USA versus Australia Test Series. Australia's Alan Butcher is in big trouble with his new car and is forced to pilot his backup Camaro. It belongs to his wife, Denise, but it's not the car she goes shopping in.
Let's go, Green. Oh, there goes Paul O'Neill. Oh, Butcher's in the cockpit. Oh, there goes Ed Wilbur. I can assure you this is no mucking around out here tonight. Paul O'Neill on next to go on the inside. Mike Klein goes on the outside. Oh, good racing. Mike Klein's and Alan Butcher on the inside of Mike Klein. There goes Rodney Cames. And the launch of Green. Yeah, beauty. Woo! Paul O'Neill leads the way. Alan Butcher in second spot. Mike Klein. Where's Rodney Cames? Rodney Cames out on the track. Rodney Cames has come out on the track. There goes Mike Klein. Oh, a beauty. Woo! Paul O'Neill, Alan Butcher, 1 and 2. Rodney Cames having trouble. Mike Klein is back in the race. 2 laps to go. The Aussies have got him shot to pieces in the first round. Mike Klein's also got some trouble out there. He's slowed right down. Oh, look at Paul O'Neill on the inside of Mike Klein. Alan Butcher goes straight in, lapping the field. There's a checkered flag. That's the way we wanted to start. Mike Klein's not very happy. He's in the infield already. Australia 1 and 2 for the first round. Let's hear it. Come on, Aussie. Come on. Ah, no way. Can't be a start. That's a start now. Good start by John Leslie. Look at Godge on the inside of Mike Klein. Ralph Ranger on the inside of Mike Klein. Ranger in third spot. Oh, good racing. John Leslie from Ray Godsey. Ralph Ranger third. Oh, look out, Ralph. Oh, no. The Godge is gone. Watch this Godsey and Ralph Ranger. Lights go green. Oh, Ralph Ranger in some trouble out there. John Leslie in front, Ray Godsey in second spot. American second and third. John Leslie holding a tight line. Come on, John. Look at the power of Godsey's car out of the turns. Ralph Ranger having some trouble out there in fourth spot. The Americans will need to start. There's 2 laps remaining. John Leslie having a great race. Ray Godsey tries the inside, but he can't do it. Still Mike Klein in third spot. Godsey tries to get inside of John Leslie. Oh, and he does it. Godsey now the leader. Ralph Ranger inside of Klein. Oh, no. 1 lap to go. That's the way they finish. The Americans picked up 1 valuable point there. Ray Godsey, put your hands together, number 4 car. The winner of the American team, for the American team. Don't forget Godsey, off the pole car, sets a pace for the start. Ralph Ranger on the inside. Oh, Paul O'Neill now in second spot. Well, Mike Klein's got some trouble out there. Australia's 2 and 3. And have a look at Godsey go. Ray Godsey, unbeatable. Incredible. Ray Godsey from the USA leads them away in the third round with Paul O'Neill in second spot. Ralph Ranger in third spot. Ranger's in some trouble. Mike Klein trying to get inside of Ralph Ranger. The pressure's up the back. Third spot. Mike Klein inside of Ralph Ranger. They come up past the announcer stand. Mike Klein spot. Ray Godsey, well and truly out in front. Paul O'Neill in second spot. 1 lap to go. Ray Godsey, have you ever seen a car with so much horsepower out of the tunes? Absolutely incredible. Put your hands together, Ray Godsey, the winner of race 3. But the Australians came in second and third, so put your hands together for the Australians.
Howard, ladies and gentlemen, hear this. A time of 15:04. 15:04.
Ralph Ranger in the number 11 car. Tetron Engineering. Oh, it's a good start. And he's got Rodney Combs. The lights are green. Rodney Combs. Oh, Alan Butcher's on top out there with Mike Klein. We need Alan Butcher to beat Mike Klein. Ralph Ranger hanging in there. Rodney Combs in second spot. Alan Butcher and Mike Klein battling out for third and fourth. Have a look at Alan Butcher. Oh, yes, Alan Butcher inside the road. Oh, Mike Klein and a beautiful bit of driving. Alan Butcher now in third spot. Oh, Rodney Combs tries to get inside of Ralph Ranger. 2 laps remaining. Come on, Ralph. Hang on. Mike Klein having some trouble. Pulls in. Ralph Ranger. Rodney Combs on the inside of Ranger. Ranger tries to close the gap. Oh, beautiful driving from Ranger. They're on the last lap. Can Alan Butcher get Rodney Combs? Alan Butcher slowly but surely closing the gap. Ralph Ranger holding him back. No, that's the way they'll finish, I'm sure. Ralph Ranger goes wide. Oh, no. Oh, no. Good driving from Rodney Combs. Bad luck for Ralph Ranger, but still only 3 points each. Mike Klein failed to finish. They're away. John Leslight in second spot. Alan Butcher holds on for third spot. They'll be happy just to stay there. John Leslight holding up for second. Alan Butcher. Oh, beautiful driving from Butcher. 2 Australians holding a tight line. Second and third will hold on to their 3 points. 3 laps remaining. It's still Rodney Combs from John Leslight and Alan Butcher. Oh, Ed Wilbur in some trouble. But he's okay, back on the track. One lap to go. Rodney Combs at the moment well and truly out in front. It'll be interesting to see what his lap times are. The Australians are content to stay in second and third spot. That's the checkered flag. 3 points to USA, 3 points to Australia. Godsey sneaks off. Butcher goes wide. The lights go green. It's a good start. Oh, and look at Godsey. Godsey, beautiful drive with number 4 car. Alan Butcher trying to hang on in there. Paul O'Neill still in fourth spot. Rodney Combs in third spot. Oh, Rodney Combs the inside of Alan Butcher. Butcher's in trouble. The Americans 1 and 2. Oh no, what's wrong with poor old Alan Butcher? I shouldn't have said what I said. Ray Godsey and Rodney Combs. Oh, this is not good. Alan Butcher looks like he's got some trouble out there in the Logan unit number 8 car. Paul O'Neill is held back in the fourth spot. It's Ray Godsey and Rodney Combs. One lap remaining. And Godsey is flying.
As the succession of 4-lap rounds are contested, it's obvious that the teams are evenly matched. It's also obvious that American Ray Godsey is the danger man. He broke the lap record in the second round, lowered it again in the third to 15.04 seconds, and in the 6th round gets it down to an incredible 14.84 seconds. Half-time in the first test, but the action hasn't stopped.
The number 31 car is the one that's out in front at the moment. The number 11 car out there is driven by Stoddard in second spot. Oh, look, it's on the outside of the members' grandstand corner against the concrete. Can't go much wider than that. The number 31 car. Keever's out in front. Stoddard still in second spot. Number 31 car, they're in third spot. Roback down there. And I don't know who's going to come up the victor. Oh, there's cars piled everywhere in the bottom corner. Orange lights are on. Keevers is just about to lap a slow car. 4 laps to go. It's still Stoddard and Phillips. 1 and 2. Keevers on the outside, still in third spot. Phillips has got the HRs on the concrete once again. They use that fence to get around. Keevers grimly hanging for third spot. Stoddard. Here's the one at the moment, the number 11 car, lapping the slower cars of Basso. The number 7 car. On the last lap. Hey, oh, look at Phillips on the outside of Stoddard. But Stoddard's going to hang on. And a good race by Stoddard. Gets the checkered flag. Stoddard, Phillips second. And look at Keevers hanging on to third spot. 12 laps remaining. It's Hodges out in front. But look at the Boston railway station, mate. Isn't it beautiful? She's in second spot inside of Graham Harvey. Santina's having all sorts of trouble out there in the little Cortina. But he's okay. The old freeway still in second spot. Graham Harvey needs to go on the outside with John Blair. In third spot is Harvey. 11 laps to go. It's still Hodges. Oh, look at Adrian Dehoon moved right up through the pack on the inside now, running in fifth spot. Santin tries to get inside of Graham Harvey, and he does it nicely. Oh, look at Dehoon straight inside of Santin now in third spot. This Adrian Dehoon is driving like you wouldn't believe. The old Austin Freeway in second spot. Adrian Dehoon is the man on the outside. Now going into second spot. There's 9 laps remaining. Hodges is the man in front, but look out, here comes Adrian Dehoon. The old Austin Freeway still in third spot though, and Hodges has got the old station wagon tried to wound up, and Adrian Dehoon put the claw to the floor in the old Lismore Motor Village Tirana, and in second spot. Santin still battling out with the old Austin Freeway station wagon. It's still Ron Hodges, the man out in front. Adrian Dehoon in second spot still. There is 8 laps remaining. Dehoon tries to get on the outside of Hodges, but he can't do it. Good running by Hodges. Dehoon now on the outside as they go to the pavilion corner. Good driving by Dehoon. Look at this boy go. Beautiful bit of driving. And there's bang, bang, smash, smash down here with a honey set. Okay, they go down past the pit gate. It's Adrian Dehoon, the man in front. Sam King gets inside of Hodges with 7 laps to go. Adrian Dehoon getting a little bit untied, but he's okay. Hodges goes right. Sam King now in second spot. Watch the little Tortina, battles of Tirana. Oh, Santin's straight up on the grass, you can tell, because there's nothing watered up there. Spud Murphy now in third spot. John Blair tries to get on the inside of Hodges, and he does it nicely. 6 laps remaining. Adrian Dehoon's the man out in front of the moment. He's the one to beat. Oh, John Blair. He's hanging on it straight in the middle of the pack, over the bump in front of the freeway, but he's okay. Doing it the hard way. Adrian Dehoon. Oh, there's cars everywhere down here. Black and white cars. Oh, don't come out on the track like that. You scare me. Graham Harvey is back. No, he's not. He's all right. 5 laps remaining. Adrian Dehoon's the man out in front, and he's the one to catch. Lismore Motor Village car, the little Tirana, driven by Adrian Dehoon, doing a really good lap time out there at the moment. He's the one in front. Graham McDonald is out. Graham McDonald on the infield. Mick Santin still in second spot. Third spot is Spud Murphy. And Hodges, 3 laps remaining. 2 laps remaining now. They're coming up to 1 lap to go. The white flag is coming out for Adrian Dehoon. And a good drive by Dehoon. Adrian Dehoon is now on the last lap. Unless they don't do something silly. Just hang on there, Adrian. The boy from Austinville. Nice place to come from. Honeyset up against the concrete. Oh, Adrian Dehoon's lost it. Oh, has he got it? Yes, he has. Oh, strike me, Ron. Don't do that. Give me a heart failure. Adrian Dehoon, Mick Santin and Ken Murphy. That's the way they finished the Super Bomber final. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, because that was a good race.
The Americans and the Australians used the break to rethink and readjust. Now, it was their turn again.
We have the teams final. It's for the major points. Oh, good start. The lights go blue. Oh, Ralph Ranger hits the front inside of Mike Klein. Ralph Ranger, Mike Klein in second spot. John Leslight in third spot. Hang on a minute. Don't make a mistake. Ralph Ranger, Mike Klein, John Leslight. Oh, Klein goes wide. Come on, on, Leslie! Come on, Leslie! Ralph Rangers, just hang on that up, make no mistake. Flying goes wide, come on, Leslie! 2 laps to go. It's still Mike Klein at the second spot. Ralph Rangers well and truly at the final moment. Have a look at Gotti. Gotti's going to try and get inside of John Leslie. Hang on there, John. 1 lap to go. Just hold the line, Lizzie. John Leslie holding off the third spot. Matt Gotti tries to get inside of John Leslie. Hang on to it, John. Slow down low. Mike Klein, hang on to it, John. Gotti tries to get in. Woo! Good run, Australia 1 and 3. That's what we like to see. Gotti had some real shudder in that last heat. They're checking the diff. Right, Paul O'Neill. That's the jump. Let's go green. Yes. Rodney Cairns on the inside. Paul O'Neill, Rodney Cairns 1 and 2. Ed Wilbur goes wide. Go Leslie. Go Leslie. Oh, John Leslie gives Ed Wilbur a bit of a nudge, but he's okay. Paul O'Neill holding off by Rodney Cairns. John Leslie having a bit of trouble out there. Ed Wilbur in the number 1 car in third spot. Now to a ball, 2 laps to go. 3.8. It's Paul O'Neill, Rodney Cairns, Ed Wilbur, John Leslie. We're coming up 1 lap to go. The last lap. Don't make a mistake, Paul O'Neill. John Leslie battling there for 3rd and 4th spot. Come on, Leslie. Paul O'Neill gets it. Paul O'Neill gets it. Oh, John Leslie's in some trouble, but he's okay. Put your hands together. 3.8. 3.8. Now we're going all right. That's the way. That's it. Round number 9. Alan Butcher off number 2. Paul O'Neill, Mark Klein. Oh, look at Paul O'Neill on the inside of Alan Butcher. Let him go, Alan. He's quicker. Oh, look out. That's teams racing. That's teams racing. Paul O'Neill, trust it. Rodney Cairns. Come on, Paul. Come on, Paul. Oh, look at Mike Klein. Rodney Cairns and Paul O'Neill, 1 and 2. Ray Godge straight on the inside. Ralph Rangers on the inside of Ed Wilbur and does it nicely. Oh yes, Ed Wilbur won't be happy with that. Oh, look at Godge straight to the side of John Leslie. Ed Wilbur is trying to get inside of Ralph Ranger. Now the action's on. Godge tries to get inside of John Leslie. John Leslie holding a tight line. Ralph Ranger is there in 3rd spot. Godge backing off. John Leslie holding on. Ray Godge tries to get on the inside, all that horsepower. Can he do it? John Leslie having a beaut race out there, just holding a tight line. If you want to pass me, pal, pass me on the outside. John Leslie holding on. Oh, Godge comes on and left John Leslie. Ralph Ranger, go! 1 lap remaining. Ray Godge on the inside of John Leslie. Go down, John. Pull down, pull down, pull down. Good boy. Coming up with a checkered flag. Oh, Ralph Ranger. Woo! Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. That was a beaut ride by John Leslie. Just held a tight line. And if Godge wanted to pass him, he had to pass him on the outside and didn't have the guts. John Leslie was the one that got out in front. 31 Australia, 29 USA. Australia's got to come in 2nd and 3rd. Ralph Ranger and Paul O'Neill. That's a start. Paul O'Neill on the inside of Ralph Ranger. Ralph Ranger getting in the second spot, third spot. That's the idea. Let Paul O'Neill go out there and try and find Gutsy. And out in front, Paul O'Neill, slowly but surely closing the gap. Ray Gutsy and Paul O'Neill. Ralph Ranger. Oh, look there, Rodney Gams on the inside of Ralph Ranger. Hang on to it, Ralph. Hang on to Ralph Ranger. 2 laps to go. Pull down on him, Ralph. He goes wide. Paul Rodney Gams tries to get inside. The pressure is up in the third and fourth spot. Coming up the last lap. Ralph Ranger holds a tight line. There goes Rodney Gams. Oh, no. Oh, the rope fenders too. Ralph Ranger having some trouble. Oh, this is one put out. Hanging up, Paul. Here's the checkered flag. The checkered flag. That's the way they'll finish. 3, 2 and 1. It's 33 all. Oh, and that's a good start there away. Alan Butcher gets a jump. Michael on the outside goes wide. John Leslie on the inside. Oh, no, there's a pile-up. Mike Klein lost on the top corner. The orange lights are on, and John Leslie straight in the side of Mike Klein. Strike me rain. Ed Wilbur is in trouble. He's on the concrete. John. They're allowed a replacement. They are allowed a replacement. Yeah. Getting ready for a start. Alan Butcher on the inside. Mike Klein on the outside. Oh, look at Dodgy. Oh, there it goes. John Leslie, thank you very much. And Mike Klein is out. And the lights are Speedway. Alan Butcher hanging on them. Ray Dodgy. Oh, this is good racing. Dodgy just touches Alan Butcher. Oh, look at this for racing. There's 3 laps to go. Come on, Butcher. Ray Dodgy puts the car to the floor. Comes up to Alan Butcher into the top pavilion corner. Oh, John Leslie into the fence. He's okay. Ray Dodgy on the inside of Alan Butcher. Alan Butcher goes wide. 2-lane racing. There goes Dodgy. Oh, Alan. Why didn't he hang on? Why didn't he hang on? Alan Butcher. It's 3 points each. One lap to go. Ray Gotti. For the American.
After the 12 sprint rounds in the first test, the cream of Australian and American Speedway sedan car drivers are locked on 36 points each. It's down to the team's final to sort things out. And what a race.
John Leslie. That's a pity. Looking good for a start. Lights go green. Oh, Paul O'Neill on the inside of Alan Butcher. Alan Butcher stepping in the second spot. Ralph Ranger has dropped right back to last. Rodney Combs right out in front. 2 Australians, second and third. Come on, let's see. Ray Gotti is the man to watch. Come on, Paul, hold that line. Alan Butcher, Paul O'Neill, Ray Gotti. Go on, Leslie, John Leslie inside of Ed Wilbur. 7 laps to go. John Leslie gives Ed Wilbur a bit of a nudge. Ray Gotti tries to get inside of Paul O'Neill. Come on, Paul. Hold your position, Paul O'Neill. Oh, Alan Butcher goes wide, but he's okay. To go. 4 laps for Rodney Combs. Ed Wilbur holding a tight line. John Leslie trying everything in his power to get inside of Ed Wilbur. Rodney Combs has gone to pieces. Oh, Paul O'Neill and Alan Butcher. What's going on? Alan Butcher's okay. Paul O'Neill still in second and Bocci. Alan Bocci still holding on. John Leslie, come on, John. One lap, they're on the last lap now. The white flag out for Rodney Combs. Alan Bocci having some trouble in second spot, but still holding in a tight line, so too Paul O'Neill. That's the way they're going to finish. They're on the last lap. Rodney Combs gets a checkered flag, just about laps the whole field.
After heated debate and rechecking, the first Lismore test is declared a draw. The teams now had 8 days to rethink and rebuild before it was on again in test number 2. Lismore is the only country centre chosen for a Speedway test series between Australia and the United States. The slippery Lismore City Speedway track was the main talking point among all drivers before the start of the second test. American ace Rodney Combs is confident.
Well, I think we'll go okay because we need to keep all 4 cars in. We've had a hard time doing that, so last week was down to 3 cars. So if we keep all 4 cars and we're all running good, it should be a pretty good match.
Australia's Alan Butcher had his new car back and was hoping for a much improved personal performance.
Alan, how did you go last week?
Match was pretty close there. Early off, the Americans had a very quick time. During the course of the night's racing, I think we end up tying, really. So we're looking forward to a good match tonight.
While the 2 teams made last-minute adjustments, another big crowd at Lismore watched the lead-up events.
Gets a jump on the outside, and the Gills Engineering, Tirana, he's the one to beat, and Jupe out there in 3rd spot, number 27. Oh, big slide, but he's okay. Bob Warning in the Commodore Farm. Commodore comes through the field. Watch this car go. You said the old E.J. Holmes have dead and gone. Fred Dew is the man to watch. He is the local club champion. Jeff Russell on the outside of Greg Bulmer as they go into the top corner. Rick Harley, the number 12 car, is the leader. Jeff Russell goes up in front of the pit gate. He's the new leader as they come into the turn 1. 8 laps remaining. Jeff Russell in the number 16 car as they come into the members' grandstand corner. Rick Harley, Greg Bulmer having a bit of a wink, nudge out there, but look at Freddie Dew right from the rear of the field. Steve Robinson hits the concrete, but he's okay. Jeff Russell streaking them at the moment. Greg Bulmer on the outside of Rick Harley as they go to the members in the grandstand corner. Freddie Dew trying to get through, but he can't do it. Steve Robinson having a lot of trouble out there at the moment. But Jeff Russell looking good outside there in the Brunswick Motor Wreckers Monza Motors car. Greg Bulmer now in 2nd spot, and here comes Freddie Dew in the number 37 car. 6 laps remaining. A-grade hot rods. Jeff Russell puts the claw to the floor as they come past the announcer's stand. The Brunswick Motor Wreckers start car, the first victory hopefully. Now Jeff Russell's got some competition with 6 laps remaining. Freddie Dew in 2nd spot. This is going to be interesting. The club champion, number 37, gets a clear view and he streaks away from Greg Baum in the Ross Car Fabrication Tirana. Lou Usher is a surprise packet. He's up the rear of the field and having a bit of trouble. Here comes Bob Moxon on the inside of Steve Robinson. Bob Moxon, the number 74 car. It's still Jeff Russell in front of Freddie Dew. But looking good, and Cox getting the caution flag. The yellow and white flag is out. 1 lap to go for Jeff Russell. Freddie Dew in 2nd spot. Still Greg Bulmer holding down for 3rd spot. Oh, look at that. And that's Cox who's into the tyres, and the tyres are on their end, but they're okay. Now it's Lou Usher. Sorry, Lou Usher gets the tyres. Sorry about that, Mr. Cox. But Jeff Russell gets the checkered flag. Put your hands together. For the Brunswick Motor Wreckers Monza Motors car, Jeff Russell. Look at Alan Irwin on the inside of Robert Armstrong. Oh, Irwin straight into the back of Glenn Armstrong. Strike me right. Bit of hard driving out there, but Glenn Armstrong and Robert Armstrong, the Armstrong brothers, 1 and 2. And have a look at Alan Irwin on the inside. Good bit of driving by Irwin. Tries to get to the inside of Robert Armstrong with 9 laps to go. This is a good race. Glenn Armstrong, Robert Armstrong, 1 and 2. And look at Alan Irwin in 3rd spot, but it's Robinson, number 4 car in 4th spot. Alan Irwin goes wide on, and he loses, but he's okay. Glenn Armstrong and Robert Armstrong, these 3 Tiranas battling now 1, 2 and 3. Alan Irwin goes, throws the car sideways inside of Robert Armstrong. Oh, and look at Irwin on the inside of Glenn Armstrong. Oh, this Alan Irwin, he doesn't pull any punches. Glenn Armstrong Armstrong is the one, and Robert Armstrong, 2 cars side by side. Oh, this is what we like to see racing at the Lismore City Speedway. And Robert Armstrong gets him. Robert Armstrong, the 89 car, is the new leader from brother Glenn Armstrong in second spot. Alan Owen in third spot. It's Robinson in fourth spot. Wingfield and Stevie Hogan battling out for fifth and sixth. 6 laps to go, and Robert Armstrong's looking good out in front at the moment. Glenn Armstrong holding on second spot. Alan Owen still putting the pressure on. What a good race. Throws the car completely sideways as Robert Armstrong as they go on top of the pavilion corner. Five laps to go. Robert Armstrong, have a look at Alan Irwin and Glenn Armstrong battling out for second and third spot. Alan Irwin gets on the inside of Glenn Armstrong as they go in the top corner. He's got him. No, he hasn't. Glenn Armstrong pulls down and still holds on for second spot. Second spot looks like Glenn Armstrong's having a lot of trouble out there. And there goes the engine. Looks like a pretty expensive puff of smoke. Steve Hogan is now in third spot. And Robinson in fourth spot. A bit of a shame for Glenn Armstrong. But here comes a checkered flag for the local hero. Robert Armstrong, the number 89 car. Alan Owen in second spot. Stevie Hogan looks like he's coming in for third spot.
And so to the second test. A test marked by an improved effort from the Australians and trouble to American Ray Godsey's car.
It's the pole car that sets the pace for the start of the race. That is Alan Butcher. Rodney Combs moving up into position. On the outside, Paul O'Neill. That looks a little bit better. Alan Butcher leads into turn 1. Oh, and he's into the concrete. Get away from there. Oh, Ed Wilbur sees the gap and tries to get in there, but a bit slow. Paul O'Neill in fourth, but Alan Butcher goes wide. Oh, Ed Wilbur tries to get inside of Alan Butcher. Alan Butcher having all sorts of trouble out there. Let's hope that's not the way it's going to be, going right into the corner. Oh, and there goes, oh, the rough fenders. It's still Ed Wilbur in second spot. Rodney Combs in third spot. Alan Butcher going very wide into the turns. 2 laps still remaining. On Paul O'Neill in fourth spot. One lap to go. Still Alan Butcher, from Ed Wilbur, from Rodney Combs and from Paul O'Neill. Alrighty, Alan Butcher only just wins, so let's hope there's not too much wrong with that car. It seemed to be going very deep into the corners. 3 points each. John Leslie. The idea here would be move into second and third spot. Let's hope. That's the way they'll go. The lights go green. Oh, John Leslott on the inside of Mike Klein, but he can't do it. John Leslott in second spot. And the first Australian car will keep Godsey at bay, hopefully. Ray Godsey, the fast guy, tries on the inside of Ralph Ranger. Keep Ray Godsey back there in fourth, but oh, there goes Ralph. Strike me rain. Is he out of there? Mike Klein, there it's orange. Number 1, John Leslott will start off 2. The idea here would be John Leslott to try and get inside Klein to get 3 points. Ralph Ranger on the back, 4 points. Lights go green, they're away. Mike Klein, John Leslott, that's the pace up front. Can John Leslott haul in Mike Klein? Ralph Ranger on the inside of Ray Godsey. John Leslott hauls the Vannon Industry number 8 car sideways in the grandstand corner. They're coming up for one. Oh, go Ralph. Can't do it. John Leslott trying to hold back Ray Godsey. Hang on, John. John Leslott holding off a second spot. That's the way they finish. Mike Klein, 3 points. 2 points to Australia and 1 point. That's 4-2. Ed Wilbur give Paul O'Neill a bit of a shake. And they go up the back chute. Oh, Paul O'Neill's going to hold him. As they go on the top turn. Oh, 2 cars side by side. Oh, and good racing by Paul O'Neill. Come on, Ralph. Oh, look at Ed Wilbur just shut the gate straight on top of Ralph Ranger. All Paul O'Neill's got to hold his line. And there's 3 laps to go. Paul O'Neill, just hang on to your line there, Paul. Paul O'Neill, the 2 Americans of Ray Godsey and Ed Wilbur. Look at Ralph Ranger. Ralph Ranger tries to go on to Ed Wilbur. Ed Wilbur goes wide, does he? Go, Ralph! Ralph Ranger tries to get inside of Ed Wilbur. It's still Paul O'Neill holding on. Ray Godsey in second spot. 2 laps to go. Still Paul O'Neill holding on there. Don't do anything silly, Paul. You got 1 lap to go. The white flag is out. Can he hold it? Paul O'Neill's got to hold back Ray Godsey. That's the way they finish. That's good safe driving by Paul O'Neill. And we're still holding our own. 3 points each. Moving to position, looking good for a start. On the outside, Ralph Ranger. Ralph Ranger holding in Ed Wilbur as they go to the top turn. Oh, Alan Butcher gets on the inside. Oh, and there goes Klein. Oh, straight through. Alan Butcher's not going to like that. That's Americans 1 and 2. Mike Klein, the number 3 car. Oh, and he's lost it. And there goes Ralph Ranger. Looks like Ralph Ranger got some trouble. The orange lights are on. Mike Klein has been put to the rear of the field for causing a stoppage. And Butcher is the man that we got our hopes pinned on. Oh, look at this start. Lights go green. Ed Wilbur goes into turn 1. Shows aside Alan Butcher having a bit of trouble. So does Ralph Ranger. Mike Klein goes inside of Ralph Ranger. Go, Ralph. Hold him up. Hold him off, Ralph. Good bit of driving. Ralph Ranger holds it into turn 3 in front of the grandstand. Alan Butcher in trouble. Alan Butcher's in trouble. Can he hold him? No, he can't. Oh, that's bad. We've got 2 laps to go. Ralph Ranger, if there's team tactics, he'll hold back Mike Klein. 1 lap to go. Can Alan Butcher get inside of Mike Klein on the last lap? Into the grandstand corner. Alan Butcher, Mike Klein, that's where the pressure is. That's the way they finish. Not a good finish for Australia. What's the points? USA 14, Australia 10. They're in it for a start. They're looking good. Oh, John Leslie gets the jump. And have a look at Alan Butcher and Mike Klein. Alan Butcher goes wide again. It's Klein and Rodney Combs, 2 and 3. Come on, John, hang on there for a win. John Leslie hanging on, holds it. Oh, there goes Alan Butcher's onto Mike Klein. Can he do it? Go, Alan. That's the way. Mike Klein's lost it. There he goes, and he lost it himself. And he's still going. The light's still green. Mike Klein on the infield. Mike Klein staying on the infield. Something wrong. Team captain's not very happy. The lights are still green, and come on, John, you have to hang on to Rodney Combs. And they're on the 1 lap. White flag is out. Can John Leslie do it? John Leslie holding back Rodney Combs. Good bit of driving by Leslie. Can he hold back Rodney Combs? Hold a tight line. Hold into the grandstand corner. Rodney Combs still hanging on second spot to go to the crackers for checkered flag. That's a good bit of driving by John Leslie. That's what we want to see, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for the Australian. Bad luck for Mike Klein. Alan Butcher in some trouble. Back on the track. Alrighty, Ray Godsey, Paul O'Neill, and Rodney Combs, Alan Butcher. 2 laps to go. The Ray Godsey car, number 4. Hauling in Alan Butcher. They come up to the checkered flag. Ray Godsey on the last lap. There's the checkered flag for Ray Godsey. Paul O'Neill in second spot. Rodney Combs in third spot. Make sure that Alan Butcher goes around and gets onto the checkered flag. Oh, it doesn't matter, he's fourth. He won't get a point. What's the points now? Oh, 20 points to USA, 16 Australia. Bomber final sponsored by Logan Units. Brunswick Motor Records start car leads them off the field. Lights ready to go green and there should be action packed. Lights go green, they're away. Oh, already rubbing fenders going to the top turn and very slippery track. And where's all the action? The action over up front, the little Gemini's lost it. Oh, and he's back out of the field. Oh, look at this. Sparks a fry. That's the way. That's bar racing, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Strike me rain. Brunswick Motor Records start car pulls off for number 2 attempt to start the bomber feature. And the lights go green, they're away. Look at Cork, number 71 car, the inside number 3. Dara on the outside, the RLXA Falcon. Cork on the inside of Hodges. The black and white checker card all over the track, but he's okay. We've gone through turn 1 without an incident so far. 14 laps to go. It's Hodges out in front. And the Austinville Pump station wagon. Cork on the inside, number 2 spot. Oh, cars on the concrete. But they're okay. Oh, the yellow car on the concrete. It's pretty hard, that concrete. Hodges is the 1. Cork in 2. And the old Austin Freeway in third spot. Look at Dara on the outside, the black and white checker car, having a bit of trouble. Oh, this car stopped on the concrete, the old white Falcon. Is he okay? The red light's on the inside of his car. He's going to pull off into the infield, hopefully. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. Hodges is the man. Oh, look at Cork. The Austin Freeway has some trouble with Cork, but they're all right. That white Falcon, Dara on the outside. Oh, there's cars on the outside, and that white Falcon is on the track. Mullins got out the road, okay. That's Mullins. Richards in the Logan Unit car up against the concrete. He's having a go. His sponsors are out there, so he's trying to impress the sponsors tonight. 11 laps. It's still Hodges. Oh, he's impressed them all right. He's lost it in front of the field. Cars everywhere, but they're still going. He finds first gear and away he goes again. Bailey now in third spot. Mick Santin, the 21 court turner in fourth spot. This is good bowler racing. Basso on the outside, the number 7 car. Richards is out there also. It's still Hodges from Cork, from Santin in the 31 car. 4 laps remaining, coming up to 3 laps to go. Hodges has got this race shot to pieces. If he just hangs in there. Hodges, Cork, Santin in the 31, really battling out. Oh, the 31 car into the concrete, but he's okay. Santin now in the third spot. 3 laps remaining. The black and white car in front of Basso. 3 laps to go. The 31 car. Santin now in the third spot. It's still Hodges from Cork, from Santin. Look at Basso in the inside of the black and white car. There's only 2 laps remaining. Can Basso do it? Coming up for the white flag. 1 more lap remaining after they get the white flag, and Hodges from Austinville leads it from start to finish. And a good drive from Hodges. The old station wagon leads them into the white flag. Cork still in second spot in the old GEJ Holden, but have a look at Santin in third spot in the Cortina. Basso tries on the outside of the 31 car on the last lap. Watch this blue Valiant. Basso won't give up. They're on the last lap. It's Hodges coming for the checkered flag, and a good win by Hodges. Hodges from Austinville, the Austinville Pumps station wagon. The khaki brown car you can hardly see. Hodges gets a checkered flag. Cork's in second spot. Third spot goes to Santin. 20 laps hot rod feature. Rick Harley, drawn number 1. Watch Lou Usher off number 2 spot. He'll be the one to beat from there. Brunswick Motor Records start car moves him off, and have a look at Lou Usher. Gets a jump from Rick Harley. Greg Baum on the outside of Rick Harley into second spot, and have a look at Bob Moxon moving through the pack. 20 laps. Oh, and there's John Coles right against the concrete. Have a look at him go. Strike me right. Still going. He can't go any wider because he's against the concrete. Alrighty, the cars out front is Lou Usher. Lou Usher from Rick Harley, from Greg Bulmer, from Steve Robinson, Freddie Jew, Jeff Russell, and Bob Moxon having all sorts of trouble. There's 19 laps to go. Jeff Russell inside of Freddie Jew. Freddie Jew closes the gap, but Bob Moxon on the infield. All right, the pace is up front. Oh, Lou Usher's moved a few spots. Oh, there goes Rick Harley. And Greg Bulmer straight in front of Jeff Russell. The orange lights are on. All right, here we go for a start. Jeff Russell on the infield. All right, Lou Ash in the 27 car gets a jump from Steve Robinson in the second spot. Look at Greg Ballmer on the outside in the little blue Tirana. And there's Freddie Dew in fourth spot and John Hayden in number 3 car. Greg Ballmer on the outside of Steve Robinson. Oh, the pace is frantic. Lou Ash in the 27 car. Steve Robinson's lost it in the big way, but he's okay on the infield. The orange lights are on. Strike me rain. They wouldn't even let the start car get off the track. Lights go green, they're away racing. It's Lou Usher from greg Ballmer, Steve Robinson and Freddie Dew. Oh, there goes Greg Ballmer. Greg Ballmer's lost him. Oh, there's cars everywhere. So too is Steve Robinson. Oh, these guys want to tidy up, otherwise they're going to be in trouble. Lights go green, they're away. And Lou Usher gets a good start in the top corner. Greg Ballmer in second spot. And have a look at Steve Robinson in third spot. Lou Usher goes wide, but he's still okay. Greg Ballmer, look at Freddie Dew in fourth spot on the outside. 18 laps remaining. Oh, look at Greg Ballmer on the inside of Lou Usher. Lou Usher moves down into Greg Ballmer. Oh, Freddie Dew out near the cockpit is okay. Steve Robinson moves to the second spot. It's Greg Ballmer, Steve Robinson. Oh, look at Lou Usher right up near the concrete. Now Freddie Dew in third spot. Lou Usher tries to get inside of Freddie Dew, but he can't do it. Greg Ballmer, the leader at the moment, the Rosedale Fabrication Tirana, but Steve Robinson, number 9 car, all over him like a race. There's 17 laps remaining. Greg Ballmer, Steve Robinson, Freddie Dew, Louis Usher, John Hayden and John Coles. Oh, John Coles into the concrete, sparks are flying, but he's okay. Look at these 3 cars up front. That's where the racing is. Greg Ballmer from Steve Robinson and Freddie Dew. Steve Robinson, oh, there goes Lou Usher. He's lost it in the bottom corner. Still Freddie Dew in third spot, 15 laps still remaining. Greg Ballmer goes wide in the bottom grandstand corner. Steve Robinson tries to get underneath, but he can't do it. The little number 9 Escort holding on for second spot, but look at Freddie Dew. Number 37 car, the club champion, still holding on for third spot. The pace is frantic up front. It's still Greg Ballmer from Steve Robinson and Freddie Dew. With only 14 laps remaining, Freddie Dew goes wide outside of Steve Robinson, but he can't make it. Greg Ballmer holding a tight line. So if you want to pass me, pal, you pass me on the outside. Steve Robinson still in second spot, 17.82 seconds. Lights are still green. Ray Dew is having some trouble out there in whatever it is. 13 laps still remaining. It's still Greg Ballmer from Steve Robinson, from Freddie Dew. A lot of smoke coming out of the John Hayden car, number 3, the little Escort. Let's hope there's no problem with that car. 12 laps remaining. It's still Greg Ballmer hanging on. The leader of the hot rod feature, just about to pass Gary Cook to lap in. Cook in the old Coupe, gets a lap flag. Greg Ballmer on the outside of Cook. Steve Robinson on the outside. Look at Freddie Dew, tries to squeeze through, but he can't make it. Greg Ballmer extends his lead from Steve. Oh, look at Freddie Dew on the inside of Steve Robinson. Freddie Dew and Steve Robinson battling out half. Freddie Dew gives Steve Robinson another bit of a nudge. 11 laps now, Freddie Dew on the inside of Steve Robinson. That's hard racing. Greg Ballmer is now the leader from Freddie Dew in second spot. What's Steve Robinson, number 9 car in third spot. Freddie Dew in second spot, the club champion. Close slowly but surely, closing the gap on Greg Ballmer. Wilkinson, the number 3 car, just about to be lapped. Tyres are scraping. The track is very hard out there. Greg Ballmer elects to stay on the inside, but Freddie Dew on the outside. Greg Ballmer elects to go on the outside past Wilkinson and does it nicely. 8 laps remaining. It's still Greg Ballmer, Freddie Dew. Steve Robinson now gets in on the act. Looks like Freddie Dew having a little bit of handling trouble. He's slowly but surely closing the gap once again on Greg Ballmer. There's 7 laps to go. Can Greg Ballmer hang on? Greg Ballmer in the Rosedale Fabrication car, the leader. From Freddie Dew, from Steve Robinson. Oh, look at Freddie Dew having all sorts of handling trouble. Steve Robinson tries to close the gap, but he can't do it. There's only 6 laps remaining. Looks like Greg Ballmer is the one. He's the man to beat. Freddie Dew throws the big Ford, number 37 car sideways. To go, but have a look at Freddie Dew once again, closing the gap on Greg Ballmer. 5 laps remaining. It's still Greg Ballmer from Freddie Dew, and they come to some slower cars. This is going to be interesting. Oh, Steve Robinson's lost it. He's on the infield. That's a bit of a pity. But look at these 2 cars up in front. This is where the action is. Greg Ballmer and Freddie Dew. Freddie Dew tries to get inside of him, but he can't do it. Steve Robinson back on the track. There's only 4 laps to go, and there's some slower cars blocking these 2 front cars. Here's the passing flag and Greg Ballmer outside of Cook once again, but look at Freddie Dew rolling his hammer. Greg Ballmer doesn't want to make one mistake. Oh, Freddie Dew having a bit of understeering trouble. Oh, Steve Robinson's lost it again. Back onto the track in front of Greg Ballmer. Greg Bulmer comes out in front of the members' grandstand. The Ross car fabrication car with only 3 laps to go. Freddie Dew right on the tail of Greg Bulmer. Dew on the inside of Bulmer. Can they do it? Yes, Freddie Dew is now the new leader. Freddie Dew with 37 car takes the lead from Greg Bulmer with only 2 laps to go. Greg Bulmer is going to be doing everything to try and get past Freddie Dew. Freddie Dew is having a bit of pushing trouble on the top corner. Understeers pretty badly. That particular lap it didn't. Oh, there goes Rollo once again. He's lost a dial, and Greg Bulmer threw the car sideways to miss it, and the lights would definitely go orange, and that's a good decision. The checkered flag is gone. The race declared the race. Freddie Dew, the number 37 car, wins the hot rod feature. Greg Bulmer in second spot. I don't know who was third. The action's going to be on now. Round 7, Ralph Ranger off number 1, Mike Klein off number 2, Ray Godsey 3, John Leslight 4. Oh, go John Leslight. Leslight on the inside of Mike Klein. That's what we like to see. Mike Klein goes down to John Leslight. The lights are still green. Ralph Ranger, Ray Godsey. Look at Godsey on the inside there, trying to get out of Ralph Ranger. Ralph Ranger goes wide. Godsey tries to get inside, but Mike Klein, oh, look at Godsey, and there goes John Leslight. The lights are orange. The lights are orange. Oh, wow, is this on? Is this on? The 2 Australian guys are coming out. Mike Klein. Yes, this is what we want to see. This is racing. Lights will go green, they're away. Ray Godsey in second spot. Ralph Ranger, can he hang off at first spot? Hang on, Ralph, just drive a nice steady line. The Australians in third spot. Oh, hang on, old John. Don't lose it now. Leslight, the Middle Industries car, goes wide. Ray Godsey still in second spot. Mike Klein having some trouble. Come on, Leslie. Ralph Ranger still hang out for first spot in the number 11 car. Can Ralph Ranger just hang on there? Ralph Ranger looking better. Ray Godsey still in second spot. Oh, there goes Mike Klein in some trouble. Coming up the last lap, the number 11 car. That's the way we want to see the Australians go. Hang on to it, Ralph. Woo, that's the way we got it. Put your hands together. Come on, Aussie, come on. We've picked up a point. What is it, Digby? 22-20. We've picked up 2 points in the 1 round. Come on, Paul. Come on, Aussie, come on. Paul O'Neill holding him. Oh, look out, Paul. Rodney Combs' car just clipped the inside of Paul O'Neill's car. But that's what the Australians have got to do, just hold on there for second and third spot. Paul O'Neill, hang on there for second. That's the way we need to do it. Rodney Combs in some trouble. Paul O'Neill, come on, Paul. 2 laps to go. Can Paul O'Neill do it? Rodney Combs, Paul O'Neill, John Leslight and Ed Wilbur. The Australians has to hang on for second and third spot. One lap remaining. Paul O'Neill slowly but surely closes the gap on Rodney Combs. That's good racing. That's what we need to hold those points. 3 points each. USA 3, Australia 3. What, number 1? Rodney Combs on the outside. Oh, look at Combs. Oh, it's a good start. Alan Butcher's holding him, and he has held him. Alan Butcher, Rodney Combs, side by side. Oh, there goes Paul O'Neill tries to get inside of Mike Klein. Come on, Paul. And Rodney Combs, 1 and 2, battling it out. Mike Klein in number 3 car in third spot. Come on, Paul, you've got to get Mike Klein. Paul O'Neill's got to get Mike Klein. Tries to get inside of Mike Klein. Don't back off, have a go. Mike Klein and Paul O'Neill on the inside of Mike Klein. They go, boom, action, go Paul! 2 laps to go. Can Paul O'Neill do it? They go on the top turn. This is good racing. Coming up to 1 lap to go. Can Paul O'Neill get right? Mike Klein. Paul O'Neill, have another go. He's got him. He's got him. He's got him. Yeah, he's got him. Yes, Rodney Combs, Paul O'Neill's got him. Oh, that's the way we like to see it. Racing, they're coming up with a checkered flag. Alan Butcher And listen to it, ladies and gentlemen, the points now are 27-all. 27-all. I'm sorry about this, Bruce. I'm singing at you. Told me not to scream in the microphone, but I can't help it. Sorry. Oh, it's not a start. Yes, it is a start. 2 Australians. Hang on there for second and third. Have a look at Ray Godsey. Ralph Ranger and John Leslie holding Ray Godsey back. Here's the threat. Godsey is the big threat. If they can just hold Godsey back there in 4th spot. If they can hold Godsey back in a 4th spot, that's the big threat. Hold Godsey back. Let Ed Wilbur go. This is teams racing. This is teams racing. John Leslie holding off a second. Ralph Ranger, good drive. 2 laps still to go. Just hold Ray Godsey back in the 4th spot. Oh, Godsey's having all sorts of trouble out there. Godsey pulls off into the infield. 1 lap to go. John Leslie. 2nd spot, Ralph Ranger. 3, 2 and 1. There's a checkered flag. That should now make it 30 points each. Get it. Oh, lights go green again. Two Americans, 2nd and 3rd spot. Look at Paul O'Neill. Can he make it? Paul O'Neill in 4th spot. The Americans holding down 2nd and 3rd.
This will be first out the gate. Water truck almost completed, I'd say. He might have one more rotation. We'll just see what he does here. Ian Campbell, I'm inviting you to have a great night here at the Motor Races as event number 1 of racing comes your way. That's, of course, our B graders. As we see them line up there, it looks like the 2 flag with the yellow dot in the middle, and that will protect a car who's running in front of the field, lapping slower vehicles. So you'll see those various flags displayed here this evening from the starting point right in front of our commentary box. 8 laps is our journey for the first race. We've got the 2 number 7s leading it off. Robert Cochrane and also the Moe car of Robert Laylor. The pull by to catch up with them. Starter this time with the green flag. Will they go on the journey? We'll watch him now as they come down the main straight. Cochrane and Laidlaw knows, yes, they're racing this time. They go into turn number 1, and it's a little bit of wink, wink, nudge, nudge, humpo, bumpo, and thank you very much as somebody gets a push out there. But it's the battle of the 7s down the back chute. Into turn number 3 they go, and it's still they're inseparable. Car number 56 running in the 3rd place at the moment is the car of Severs. As they come down the main chute, it's neck and neck past the judge for the first time. It's the Moe car that's doing the better of the 2 as they go back into turn number 1. It's Laidlaw as he leads it around there. But the man in the other 7 car, which is the car of Cochrane, is not leading up as they go into 3. It's going to be between these two. They're going to start passing traffic as they come around into turn number 4 and into the main chute once again. The leader, car number 7 from Moe, doing it well at the moment. Passing flag already out for the 27 car, and it's still... It's Laidlaw leading him around the turn 2. In the second place is the Rosedale 7 car of Cochrane. Third place still being held by car number 56. That's Severs. But here's a dash from the back now as we got that other car which looks like an EH coming off turn number 4. He's got the foot right in the bucket as he comes down past us. It's car number 32 from Trevor Greenwood, and he's making another charge. Have a look at Greenwood there up on the high line as he comes off turn number 2. It's Greenwood trying to make a go of it again as they go down the back chute into 3. Greenwood in car 32 trying to get around there. Goodness gracious, he's about a foot off the boards as he comes around there, setting the pit crews flying and into the main straight. The leader passed me this time. It's still Moe, car number 7, that's doing it well. It's Robert Laidlaw as they go around into turn number 2. It's Robert Cochrane in the Rosedale car number 7 running second. Following behind them in third place is Gary Severs in 56. They're lapping the 27 car again. He's in all sorts of bothers there. But have a look at this guy running the outside line. He is absolutely incredible. It's Trevor Greenwood still trying for that third spot. Let's watch him as he goes into turn number 1. It's, goodness gracious, sideways again and almost up onto the pickets. It's a 32 car just getting edged out a little bit in all fair racing by Gary Severs. They go into 3 and it's still the 56 car of Severs. Now car 88 has come up to join the bunch and he's going to make it really keen. That's Chris Ahern from Rosedale. 1 lap to go. One big rotation of the circuit here as they go into turn number 1. It looks like the boy from Moe that's going to take it out as he comes off turn 2. There's half a lap remaining as they go down the back chute. It's the Moe car number 7 that's doing it well and looks like the checkered flag is his. It's Laidlaw as he comes down the main chute. He'd have to be stiff not to win this one. Everybody with the pedal to the metal, but it's Laidlaw in the Moe car number 7 that takes first. Outside of him is a Rosedale car of Cochrane. In third place I'll call car 56, which is the leading car of Gary Severs, and the man who tried awfully hard in the first spot, Trev Greenwood, in car number 32. By the look at him, WP27 line him up behind him. Once again, we've got 2 cars on identical numbers. That's Greg Densley in the WP27 car. That's the silver and red car on position number 2. So car 17 coming up into position 3 there, and I'll call that at the moment as David Wayman. Outside of him is the Rosedale car number 63, and that's Clive Petsk. Lou Jacobson, possibly car number 10, off on position number 5. Outside of him, car number 12, and that will be Rosedale's Arnold Watson. Rosedale 17, next cab off the rank there, and that's David Dale. Well, we're got to check back on this one. I've got him down there twice, so we'll have to have a little look back down the list for our position 3 car. But it's definitely David Wayman in the Rosedale car there in number 17 off position number 7. Position number 8, that's on the 4th row outside. Rosedale car number 16, and that's David Thomas. Pete Gilligan coming up on position 9 there, Australia number 1, and wears it very, very proudly. A great racer. We've tried to entice Pete a few times to come up into the larger ranks, and I think it's just his back pocket that's holding back at the moment. Rosedale car 21, sitting outside of him of Lynn Sullivan. And looking a very immaculate little Australian coloured car, yellow on with green on it, and we'll see how it goes. Moe car 77, sitting back on the second last row on the pole there is Gary Webb. Outside of him, the 37N car, of course, from Nyora, would be Ken Rouse. And on the back row, car number 36. Which I haven't got on my program here. That's pretty handy, isn't it? We'll pick him up as he comes around. And last but not least, sitting outside of him, be car number 35 there. They're 2 late inclusions. We'll check their numbers out as the evening goes on, and we'll catch them as they come around with the binoculars. 8 laps of racing once again. and in the starter's hands. We'll see what the starting steward says when they come around. Will it be a start or not? Off 1 and 2. Green flag being displayed this time. Will we get a start? Racing this time, and it's the WP 27 car of Densley that leads them into 1. Densley looking good as he comes into turn 2. Bit of bumpo through the field there. Couple of guys going very high as they try and settle down. Gilligan already charging through the field up into about position 8 or 9 there, as we got a couple of other guys riding high. Gilligan coming around the inside of him trying to get a line, but he's got traffic in front of him. A new leader coming past us now. It's the WP 11 car of Graham Sheedy. Sheedy into turn number 2, looking good. He's cleared out from Densley, and third place is the other 27 car of Cantwell. He's about to be challenged by that Immaculate Commodore as they go into 3. Car number 10 of Lou Jacobson's a man up into third place now, as we've got car 11 streaming past us now of Graham Sheedy. It's Sheedy into turn number 1. In second place is Densley. Third place now is Jacobson. And Jacobson really putting the hammer down. Gilligan having all sorts of problems there. The Australian champ trying to get his way through the field. And he's back at about 7th or 8th spot, or maybe even a little more than that. The leader now really clearing out and looking terrific is Graham Sheedy as he comes past the judge for another rotation of Rosedale Speedway. He goes into turn number 1. Into turn 2 he goes. Really stands on the hammer down the back chute. In second place, car number 27, the man off the pole there, and that's Greg Densley. Here's a challenge up into third. Thank you very much into turn 3. It's car 12. He made a real screamer there. It was Arnold Watson, and he really put it down. The placings now as they come around with only a couple more laps to go. In the first place is car number 11. That's the man that's doing it well out there in Graham Sheedy. The second place is Densley in car 27. Watson in car 12. Behind him is Jacobson in the Commodore car 10. Gilligan now 2 places behind him. Can he get it down? We've got a spin between 3 and 4, but both cars are okay. The leader still car 11, but the 27 car trying to peg him back as they go into 3. It's car 11 as they come around this time. Watch the starter next time around. I think we should be due for that white flag. There's a charge here. It's Densley trying to get back at the leader. Is Sheedy slowing down, or has Densley started to settle down and really find where the pace is? Off turn number 2 they go. Here's a charge. Densley, a heap of bite. Watson coming up to meet him also. We've got a retirement. Cantwell to the infield. Here comes the 3 of them starting to bunch up. Gilligan not being able to make any impression on this leading bunch as he's still caught behind traffic. Densley into the lead. Watson after him. Goodness gracious me, the lead changing all the time here in the A graders as they go off turn number 2. Here's the go now. They're on their last lap. Is there going to be a change? Will Watson try and take it off Densley? They've got a quarter of a lap to go as the checkered flag's prepared, but it's going to be car 27 that's fought back to it. It's Densley that takes the win. Watson a great drive into second. Car 11 of Sheedy hangs on to third place, and I'll call car number 37 behind them for the Miners. That should be Kenny Rouse. Okay, it is. It's old Buzzard Breath himself, Ed Wilbur, leading them out. Big Ed. Somebody else called him another name before, but this is a family entertainment night and I can't repeat it. See how they line up. Rodney Combs, take nothing away from this great flyer. The winner of the NDRA Championships in America, and that's stiff competition, you've got to believe it. Four Pontiacs and 1 Monza. Jono running off the rear of the field with the Monza. Off 1, Ed Wilbur, USA 1. Off 2, Richard Howe, Australia 7. Off 3, Australia 11. Kenny Logue. Off 4, USA 2, Rod Combs, and off 5, Australia 69, Phil Johnson. Give them a big cheer as they come around. Can't urge those Aussies on. They've got to do the trick. Where's those flags? Give them a big heap as they come around. Wilbur not letting Dick Howe go anywhere. One more time around, I think. No way, Jose. The Americans off one. Looking good this time. The green flag out racing. Wilbur! Into turn number one. It's the big American that leads it away. Wilbur almost cooks it coming off there. Dick Howe running second. Combs way back in the field there. The two Australians. Kenny Logue in trouble. Jono pushes him up high, but it's back to the leader. First time around, it's Wilbur. In second place, it's car number 7, Richard Howe. Johnston in position number 3 for Australia, car 69. Combs running fourth. Kenny Howe trying to get it all together. Oh, Rodney Combs in a bit of trouble there. Goodness gracious me. Wilbur up high. He's also in trouble. The Australians lagging a little bit, but they're running point score-wise well. Wilbur passes again. Backs into turn one very deep. Richard Howe after him. Johnson. Wilbur, the length of the back straightaway. What's he going to do here? Boy, this is a bit of egg on the face. Oh, Buzzard Brett's looking well. He stands on it there. Although the car's got a bit of smoke coming out of it, he really gives it to it. Turn number one. Combs must be having trouble. He's at the back of the field. Wilbur streaking away. Round into turn one. Here's the checkered flag. First blood to the Americans, but it's not going to be a big deal in the point score. It's Wilbur first. Howe across the line second. In third place, Johnson. Fourth position. Going to be Kenny Logue and Rodney Combs running up the rear of the field. Heat number 2, USA versus Australia. 4 more laps of racing. The Australian captain, Graham Mons, out there in car number 46. Also out there from Australia, car number 6, Peter Logue. Should talk a little bit about their cars. Graham's was designed and built in Melbourne by the man who's driving car number 4, Max de Jersey. It's a de Jersey chassis and engineering car, and it's been very, very competitive. Car number 6, Pete Logue's car, was built in America at the Howe factory, was brought to Australia by well-known Speedway competitor George Tatnall. George only run it at a handful of shows. Pete had it converted to left-hand drive and has campaigned it very successfully ever since. Car number 4 is the same as car number 46. That's the car, of course, of Max de Jersey, and designed and built in Melbourne, and it's a left-hand drive Commodore. The other 2 cars in question, car 3, the car of Mike Klein, is a Howe car, the same design as Peter Logue's. Car number 4 is a little bit different, the car of Ray Godsey, and that is a CJ Rayburn car, custom built in the United States, and very interesting. Now, what do they say to you about the psychological point of view? Monty, Max with the little bit of problem with the roof panel there. It must be some sort of air conditioning system. We won't tell the steward. Come on, give them a cheer as they come down. Give those Aussies some support. Give them heaps. Okay, can Monty get the foot in the bucket quick enough to get away from Klein? Turn number 1, where it's often won and lost. From hero to zero sometimes, and we're going to see what happens this time. Mike Klein. Turn number 1, it's car number 3, Mons in second place there. Godsey very sideways. Godsey on the low line. Is it going to be the Americans? 1-2. Car number 4, Ray Godsey, the All-Star Circuit winner in the United States, is down low there. Mike Klein in trouble, almost brings Godsey down. Big donut on the infield there, and we'll watch the race here. Godsey gets it very sideways. Mike Klein pulled it down on turn 4. Godsey the leader this time. Mons second, Logue third, de Jersey fourth. De Jersey's engine absolutely screaming. Take nothing away from this. Records, of course, can be broken here tonight. We'll see what happens with the track record. Have a look at this American. Is he super quick? The quietest member of the American team, but one of the quickest. 1 lap to go. Goodness gracious me. The Miners, the Aussies, still scoring well point-wise. Have a look at this. They're all trying to get those big important points, but the checkered flag's up and it's going to fall on car number 4. It's Ray Gotzi. In second place is the battle. It looks like it could be Pete Logue. No, Mons. Graham Mons holding on that second place. Pete Logue running the third. Max de Jersey in fourth, and Mike Klein. Photographer representing Australian Oval Track Magazine out there in the purple Hoosier jacket, of course, is Brian Sheriff, and he himself for years was a team or pit crew member for the Americans, and more lately with Jack Hewitt, who's returned to America to take up his racing commitments. Seen a lot of Americans down under this year, the Wilbur team being the most successful running down the complete East Coast. Jack Hewitt, of course, teamed up this year with John Pearson, and we've seen both pedallers vary between sedans and sprint cars. Rod Combs coming out. This is second American member there. The Australian representatives, of course, in the Tri-City buggy. Car number 11, Kenny Logue. In car number 7, the man in the night, Patterson car, none other than Richard Howe. .600 horsepower, 350 Chevrolet V8s under the bonnets of those cars. All the panels mostly fiberglass. The chassis offset left-hand drive. The value of the cars, they vary between $20,000 and $30,000. Transmission varies from car to car, most of them through a 4-speed Munchie type gearbox. The driveline going through a quick change diff, mostly of the Winters, Hallebrand or CAE variation. The diffs alone in those particular cars with the quick change gear set up on the rear of them worth in excess of $4,500. Just little things on them like the braking system made by Wilwood in America. You can go and spend thousands upon brakes, and they have a variation of braking systems to suit tracks. They can alternate them between 2, 3 and 4 wheels just with a simple dial-in gauge on their dashboard. Righto, this time it's Gotzi off 1. Kenny Logue in the big Tri-City buggy off 2. Watch the start here, green flag ready. 4 laps of racing. It's a drag. There was a drag into turn number 1, and the difference between first and second was one big extra bootful, but Gotzi give his car into the corner. Gotzi shooting it away. We'll see what time he can do it on this time. It's Gotzi as he comes off turn number 4 into the main chute. Ray Gotzi leading it away. In second place, Kenny Logue in car number 11. Behind him, car number 7, Richard Howe. De Jersey behind him. And having trouble at the back of the field is Rodney Combs. The car coughing and spluttering and all sorts of horrible things happening. The leader, it's Gotzi as he comes around, and we'll get a time off him. 20 seconds dead at the stage. We'll see if he can do a little better as the Aussies try and sort out the difference there. But the leader is car 4 down the back chute. He's doing it in super fast time. The white flag being prepared. There's one more lap to go. Here he comes now past. It's Gotzi in second place. Kenny Howe in the car number 11. He's brought it down. He's got the Jersey. Off turn number 4, the Jersey's done a front end. Richard Howe got out the way there. We're just waiting to see what happens. This has been a real shambles. Combs off also. There's been a sensation already. The red light down. We'll just wait for the Chief Steward's decision. The Jersey in trouble. That front offside wheel in big heaps of bother. Although for those keeping up to date, the lap was actually taken from lap 2 because lap 3 in fact wasn't completed by all cars. So the points for event number 5 are as follows. The win going to Ray Gotzi gets 5 points, 4 points to Australia 11, Kenny Logue. Australia number 4, Max de Jersey 3, 2 to Richard Howe, Australia 7 and 1 to Rod Combs. Now Rod went out on that after that lap 2, so he would be given that point, I would imagine. So the point score is still very, very interesting as we go into the next event, here this evening at Rosedale Speedway. And of course that's the B graders. 8 laps of racing and coming your way. Racing this time, and it's the aforementioned gentleman, car 88, that takes it into turn number 1. And he's doing it in fine style there as he takes it off 2, opens about a 2-car length. But here comes car 27 of Paul By trying to get around the outside of him. And it's going to be the 2 Rosedale entrants have a battle. But have a look at the jam sandwich as they come around 3 and 4. A little bit of humpo bumpo, thank you very much, as they come down the main straight. Past the judge for the first time, and it's car 88 that's leading it away. Car 27 running in the second place, that's By. Behind him we've got a gaggle of Tiranas there trying to, thank you very much, the car 6 getting a bit of a helping hand off 2. Have a look at the 7 car, 3 wide, they go around the top bend, pursuing the leaders for fame and fortune. But it's still car 88 that leads it away, Ahern. It's a 27 car by second. Car 16, the Nyora car running behind them. And he's trying to put the pressure on the other guys. That's Dave Monkton. It's Monkton that's out to get it put on him as he goes into the back chute. Have a look at this. As car number 7, it looks like the car of Cochrane comes around into 3. Into 4 they go. It's Monkton up on the high line. They're really trying to sort it out. It'll be the Moe car that's trying to sort him out too. It's Laidlaw. Robert Laidlaw now up into 3rd. Monkton gets high. That's all the mistake you've got to make here at Rosedale. 2 cars straight underneath him there from hero to zero, and that's the way the racing goes. Car 11 starting to make his charge through the field there. He'll make his presence felt as they fly around the top. That's Ray Plyman, the leader. Past me now, and he's really opened up the lead. Half the length of the straightaway goes our leader, car 88, Chris Ahern. In second place now is car 727. It's still Paul By, but behind him and really putting the hammer down to the floor is Robert Laidlaw in the Moe car 7. Car 27 being pulled off the circuit by the officials as the leader goes past me. It's Ahern. Have a look at this. It's By being put on him rear. It's the Moe car 7 getting around him between turn 1 and 2, and he's gone back. It's now 27 that's holding it there. He's got the foot down as they go around, and there's another challenge by the Moe competitor. It's Moe versus Rosedale, and it's a free-for-all as they come off turn 4. Car 27 a little untidy. Here's a go by the Moe Charger as he goes back into turn number 1. The gate shut on him. This is the name of the game. They're all very, very similar there. We've got a car spun up on turn 4, sitting right on the pole line there. We'll see what the officials are going to do. We've got the yellow light down. Yellow light down with the car on 4. Yellow light means that cars must form up into Indian file in their positions and run at a reasonable pace. Race was getting very close to completion. It'll be interesting to see if they do declare it. As I say, event number 6 you're watching here tonight at Rosedale. 8 laps of racing, of course, for the B-grade sedans. Checkered flag being displayed. It does appear that the race has been declared. Race declared, and I say the win going to car number 88. Put it together, please, for Chris Ahern. He really put it down and put it well. Car number 27 coming into second position there, Paul By. And in third place, the man from Moe with the big right foot, that's Robert Laidlaw. Okay, the man who put it together in the last race is coming on very, very strong when the checkered flag fell. It's car number 10, and that's, of course, the car of the one and only Lou Jacobson. Immaculately presented car from Nyora, and it's a Commodore. Oh, he's having a little look there, and Pete Gilligan seems conspicuous by his absence. Looking good this time. Racing, and it's Lou Jacobson, the man we just mentioned, into turn number 1. Have a look at this as he goes around there, turn number 2, and he's got it really getting it down onto the circuit. Car number 11. Graham Sheedy trying to do the big outside pass on him. That's brave stuff. Have a look at car number 63. He's really coming up to meet him. That's Clive Petsk, and he's getting it down on the ground. But here's the racing. It's Sheedy and Jacobson, with Jacobson being the quicker of the two as they go around 2. Into the back straight they go. It's Jacobson in car number 10, the Commodore, that's leading it away. It's not exactly father's favourite car, but it's certainly happening at the moment. It's car number 10. He comes off turn 4, but have a look at Sheedy trying to get that low line on him as he comes down past the judge again. Jacobson shuts the gate on him going into 1. There's about half a car length between them as they scream off there into turn number 2. Jacobson doing the better now, but they're neck and neck in the drag into turn number 3. Here they go, both cars backing off. The flames emitted from the exhaust pipe as they come around. It's full noise now as they come down the main chute. It's Jacobson leading Sheedy. Sheedy trying also hard. The little 6-cylinder Tirana. The motor screaming its head off as he comes off turn number 2. He's going to try and wear Jacobson down. This is the race here as Watson in car number 12 runs 3rd, and the 63 car of Petsk starting to drift back a little bit. The leader coming now. He gets a good line off 4. Sheedy tries the high line this time. We'll see what they do into turn 1. It's a battle into turn 1, and there could be an exchange of paint as they come off 2 and down the back chute they go. It's still car 10. It's Jacobson. He's determined to win this one. We've got another car in the infield, one of the EHs. Whoa, this is going to be interesting. Have a look at the car number 17. Now here comes the leader. He'll want to be out of turn number 1 as this express train comes down. It's Jacobson. He's wondering where to go. Sheedy's got up a little too high. He was going to try and capitalise on it. They go up 2. Up the back chute they go. It's Jacobson. He's opened up the lead. Sheedy catches him by about a half a car length as they go into turn 3. They've got this lap car. He moves up high, does the right thing. Good driving by the man in the EH. The leader still car number 10. We're watching him here very carefully because there's no chance of car number 3 catching him unless the 2 of them bring it down. The leader's down the back chute. It's still Jacobson. Into turn 3 they go. Sheedy tries again. He ducks down in there. He's got the low line. Jacobson up high. They stand on it coming up there. 1 lap to go. 1 lap of Rosedale. Can they sort it out? That's the difference between them. Have a look at that. Sheedy, desperation stuff. 1 wheel up in the air. Sheedy, half under Jacobson. Sheedy on the low line. There's a touch. They go into 3. Sheedy at the low line there, and Jacobson pulled down on him, but that's what motor racing's all about. The run to the checkered flag. It's going to be Jacobson. Sheedy, 2nd place. Car number, here he comes, car number 12, Watson into 3rd, and Petsk coming up into car number 63 in the 4th place. Ladies and gentlemen, that deserves a hand. 8 big laps of racing. Off on number 1 here, representing Australia, Phil Johnson. The guy who won the big feature race at Mount Gambier only last week against some of Australia's best racers. Don't forget again, tomorrow night they'll be racing on here at the Rosedale Speedway, the ladies' Open Victorian title. June Orish, the defending title holder, will be putting it all on the line in a big night of racing. Car number 3, outside of him, Mike Klein from the US of A. Off number 3, also from America, Big Ed Wilbur. Outside of him from Morwell, Graham Mons in car 46. And up, last but not least, in position number 5, car number 6, Australia's Peter Logue. Much love to win this race. We'll see what he can do this time. Racing this time, and there's a foot in the bucket. Mike Klein taking it away. He wins the drag in the first corner. Johnson's got a lower line. He's got the foot in the bucket there of the race. She and Monza. Down the back chute they go. Klein just drifts away there. It's Wilbur up into 3rd place there for the Aussies. It's Johnson trying to get it down. Wilbur getting up beside him. Passes the judge for the first time. It's car number 3 from the US of A, Klein. Second place from Australia, car 69, Phil Johnson. Big Ed Wilbur in car 1 from America in third. It's Pete Logue in car 6 behind him, and Mons bringing up the rear of the field. The leader, car 3, getting up very high. Johnson, no! Johnson and Wilbur. A big meet up there as they come off turn 2 and 3. We'll see what the problem is. Wilbur has done an outside rear tyre. Red light on. Johnson done a front inside tyre. Wilbur in trouble. Wilbur could be in more trouble than that. I'm told that it could be a differential. Both cars to the pits. Looking for a start this time, racing. Klein. Have a look at this. They go into turn number 1. It was Logue that kept with him in the horsepower stakes down the main chute. Logue starting to settle down a lot more. He's super quick into the back chute. We'll watch him into 3. Pete Logue, Graham Mons there coming up very quick. That corner may be just a little slippery for the intake there. Turn number 1 again. They can't have long to go as the white flag's prepared. It's the American down the back chute. Mike Klein into turn number 3. In second place, car number 6 from Australia. Pete Logue, the Aussie's going to score good points again this time. And it's car 46, Graham Mons. One more lap to do it in. It's Klein as they go around the bottom turn. Gets it very sideways. Up the back chute he goes. In second place, it's car number 6 of Logue. Can he make a desperado around there? Klein slackened off a bit. It's Logue as he tries to get it down, but it's going to be Mike Klein that takes it out. USA 3, Australia 6, and Australia 46 in that order. 4 laps of racing, and they're away this time. Godsey, thank you very much. And Godsey almost brought it down. Mons holding it there. Mons holding that second place. There's Klein trying to get under Mons. Mons with the Speed Pro engine in that car. He's doing it well. Godsey gets it very, very sideways. It's the Americans 1-2 here at the moment. Richard Howe coming up there in the third place there, going underneath Mons. The Jersey trying to get down in the Commodore. Mons slipping back there as they go down the back chute. The leader will try and get a time on him as he comes around. Will he crack that record? Clocks have started here, and it's car number 4, the man from Bedford, Indiana in America, Ray Gotts, as he screams down the back chute. Into turn number 3, gets it up high, stands on the loud pedal. Watch him come off here with 1 lap to go this time around at Rosedale. 1908. Godsey has equalled Mons' record. 1908 on that lap. The Australians in trouble this time. The Americans running 1-2. Will Klein hang on for that second place. Richard Howe trying to get there. The win to Godsey. Klein second. The Americans 1-2. The Australians coming through. Richard Howe in third, followed by Mons and the Jersey. Somebody commented to me before the strange sounds coming out of the 8-cylinder cars, and they have a header system which runs over the top of the rear of the motor and back down into one pipe, which does make them sound a little Volkswagen-ish or something strange along the 4-cylinder line. But believe me, there are 350 Chevrolet V8s under every bonnet. Okay, looking good for a start this time around. Turn 1 of the big dive there. Rod Combs there in the carbureted car. Have a look at this. There's a bit of bumpo being handed out to Mike Klein. It's a race into turn 3. The second place is the bone of contention. Pete Logue's holding that for the Aussies and doing it well. As they come past me now, it's Rod Combs, USA 2, coming first. In second place, car number 6, Pete Logue. And now here's a go. It's Klein up to third. Johnson in trouble. The other Logue car, Kenny Logue's into all sorts of trouble, but Pete Logue soldiers on as he dives into turn number 3. The Americans desperately needing points here. Car number 2, Rodney Combs, out of the second corner. Into turn number 3 goes. The white flag being prepared. The Aussies trying to sort out their attack as they come up towards the rear. It's Johnson trying to get the potent car set up, that Monza, but he's having all sorts of problems. 1 lap to go, and this could be the Americans getting very, very close to the points score. We've got problems. Kenny Logue to the infield, but it's going to be Rocket Rodney Combs as he comes around 3 and 4 into the main straight. The checkered flag says in second place Mike Klein in car number 3. Car 6 Peter Logue in the 4th position, and position number 3, I apologise humbly, in position 4, car 69 Phil Johnson. Harry Mons leading away, car number 7. It's car number 6. Car number 7 sitting right behind him on position number 3. That's Robert Laidlaw, and he's hot the trot. Have a look at the back markers trying to get up there. Will the 88 car of Chris Ahern get in at this time? We'll see. They've got 8 laps to sort it out. Racing this time. Mons leading him in turn number 1. Laidlaw coming through after him. Already the 88 car is trying to peg its way through the field, but had a bit of swisho as he come into 2. The leader now about to be Laidlaw, thank you very much, as he comes up in there. They're all getting a bit sideways and unstuck as they come off the 4. A few exchanges of paint and blokes trying to hold low lines, high lines, and anything you like in between. Well, it's Mons and Laidlaw battling it out. Mons on the high line, still holding it for my money as he comes off turn number 2. He seems to be able to get it down on the Rosedale clay as they go down the back chute. It's Mons into 3, goes deep. Laidlaw tries to meet him. Have a look at this. We've got somebody looped it there, car 32. Oh, the heart and the mouth stuff as they come through there, but it's still Mons. Murray Mons in car 6 leading it from the 7 car there. Car number 32 that almost brought him down has restarted and he's well on his way. Car 27 to the infield, and he could have a problem. The leader's still unchanged. The challenge coming back from Laidlaw into the main straight, and it's a pedal to the metal. It's a drag race into turn number 1. We'll see who gets it this time. Mons keeps the pedal down just a bit harder. Laidlaw by half a car as they're coming around the 2. Mons gets the drive off the centre line and shoots down the back straight. It's Mons into 3. He seems to be able to get it off that turn 2. We'll watch again. We'll see if car number 7 can get at him. Laidlaw slips back a little bit this time. Up in the 3rd place this stage of the race is Gary Severs. Severs battled very hard through the traffic there. The 88 car that won the last event of Ahern's trying also to get through the field. Down the back chute they go. A bit of a humpo-bumpo and a bit of a push in the cooter, I suppose would be the fair name, as it's car number 6 still leading it away. It's Mons from Laidlaw in 3rd place. Severs, car 13, coming up for a look behind him. Tony Moretti there, coming to meet him for lunch. Here's another go. Mons once again. Whoa, look out, thank you, and they nearly got it down again. Severs coming up to intervene. There's only a car length between the 3 of them as they go around into turn number 4 and down the main straight. Past the judge this time. Somebody getting the warning signal, I'm not quite sure what for. But have a look at Mons, he slipped back. It's the old deal there, 1 slip and you're out of the deal, and that's it, he's back to 4th. He's got problems, Mons. You've got to believe that, he's just gone right off the pace. It's the Moe car number 7 of Laidlaw that's taken it away now. 7's in the 2nd car there as they come down to greet the judge with 1 lap of Rosedale left. It's Moe car 7 of Laidlaw. He goes around 1 into 2. The 56 car running 2nd of Severs. In 3rd place, car number 13. He's trying to get with them, but I don't think he's got a whole lot of chance as they go down the back chute. Well, watch them here. They're all meeting for lunch. The checkered flag's prepared. Severs trying to get to Laidlaw, but it's going to be Laidlaw's race as he gets the checkered flag once again. A great drive. Severs in 2nd spot. It's the Rosedale car number 13 following behind them. And you can forget the rest because it's only the minor money. Looking good for a start. 8 laps of racing. Racing this time. Anyway, Jacob in the 35 car was leading it away momentarily, but car 37, Ken Rouse in there very quickly. Have a look at this as they try and sort it out between 1 and 2. It's Rouse in the back chute, looking good. Around into 3 he goes. It's a little 37 6-cylinder Tirana that leads it down past the judge for the first time. Whoa, thank you. All cars missing the spun car 36 as we go back to the leader. It's car 37 leading from the 35 car there, but the battle's on between Jacobson and another competitor as they go into turn number 3. Have a look at this for a battle as they go around there, and not to be left out of the deal, car number 11 of Graham Sheedy's coming in to give him some encouragement. The Flying EH, car number 16, also in the action there is the car of David Thomas. And have a look at this, Watson, not to be left out of the deal, is trying to come through there into position number 5. This time down the main chute, Rouse, half the straightaway is the length between first and second, and car 37 goes past the judge. Jacobson up into car number 10 up into second position. Here's the battle royal for third, but it's Sheedy that gets it there with Watson got the low line, and Watson really punishes the Cortina down the back chute to take third. Will there be a challenge for first and second? We're about to see. It's Rouse from Jacobson, Sheedy in third place, Watson in fourth, and that's where the race is at the moment, because you can forget the rest. The leader off turn number 2, the yellow car number 37, doing it in fine style. Jacobson may be pulling him back at about half a second a lap. He seems to dive in very deeply on 3. Rouse could be getting off the pace a little. He'll have to watch it, or he'll have Jacobson right on his hammer. Still leading this time past the judge and around into turn number 2. It's car number 37, Ken Rouse. In second place, the man in the Commodore, Lou Jacobson. In third place, car 11, Sheedy, with Watson trying to do a number on him as they go around 3. The leader, come past me now. Can't be a lot of laps left. We're just waiting for that white flag. Rouse will sure be glad to see it. The old arms are getting very tired now as he comes around off 2. Jacobson breathing down his neck. This could be a go to the wire. There's a lap and a half to go as they go around between 3 and 4. And watch this, the white flag being displayed. Rouse, the leader. A sensation. Watson out of it. Car number 12 to the infant. It's car 37 that's leading it away. Here's the go by Lou Jacobson down the back chute. Jacobson tries to go outside of Rouse. They dive into 3. Jacobson up high. He's getting the running on mid-track. Rouse lines it up. Here's a go to the wire, but it's going to be Ken Rouse's race. He takes the checkered flag. In second place, Jacobson in car number 10. Sheedy hangs on to be credited for third. And car number 27, Greg Densley, hanging into fourth place. That deserves a round of applause, folks, for a great race. Driving it from now, and away he's got the bucket. They're coming up to about 10 seconds down the back chute. They want to get around turn 3 a lot quicker. It's Copes as he goes high in 3. Around into turn number 4. He's going to be close on it. 19.3. Watches around and very, very quick. Muffed it. Rodney's muffed it. Second and 10. Quick timing system there. He's going to eliminate the trail and he's quick this time as he goes up 2. He's going to go past that truck in the back chute in less than 10 seconds. This is going to be very close. He's super quick off ball. What's this? Well, the record's gone. It was 19.3 on that one. We'll see what we get him on this time around. The best of 2, that's the deal. Waiting for him to sort it out up there and see what that second lap was.
Shut it down, so. What do you get his second?
19.3 for the first one was the faster of the 2 laps, down by 0.5 of a second. Car number 69, Bill Johnson, also from Australia. Car 1, Ed Wilbur for the US of A, and up the rear of field, car 7, and that's the car of Richard Howe, all the way from beautiful downtown, was it Sale. The fastest refrigeration mechanic in Australia. Okay, the score is 45 points to 41. Australia leading by that small margin. We'll see what happens here. Klein in the number 3 car. Racing this way. The Jersey and the Commodore convertible gets underneath him here. What's he going to do? The Jersey and the chance to stand on the T-Bony, but being a gentleman, he didn't do it. It's the Jersey down the back chute holding second place. Wilbur trying to get him. The Jersey might pull under here. We'll see what happens. They're coming together there with Wilbur and Johnson. Past the judge, it's car number 3 that's doing it well. He gets up there high. It's Klein. The Jersey for Australia in car 4 running second. It's Wilbur in car 1 for the Yanks running third. Behind that, Richard Howe and Johnson bringing up the rear. The Jersey a little crossed up. Wilbur comes up behind him there. But it's Klein that puts his foot in the bucket here and goes past us into turn 1. The leader, it's the Americans running 1 and 3 at the moment. The Australians 2, 4 and 5. It's the American down the back chute. It's Klein. The Jersey in that strange looking Commodore running around the top bend there. He gets a better line into 3 this time, makes up some ground. 1 lap to go. 1 more circulation of Rosedale. And it's car number 3 for the US of A. Wilbur trying to get those points. But it's the Jersey between him and Glory. We've got Johnson to the infield. That's valuable points lost for the Aussies. We're going to have to watch it here. Klein up high. He straightens it up and pulls it up 4. It's the Jersey that's going to hold the flag high. The Jersey second, Wilbur third. And the all-important points of Richard Howe in 4th place. The drag race down the main straight where the race is won and lost in many cases. Who can do it this time? Car 4 it is. Godsey will be taking up position number 2. Stewart's keen to see him get around here. Have the changes that have been also very important. Richard Howe out as car number 3 for the Australians, giving him that second chance. Event 15, we'll watch him here next time around. Godsey holding his hand in the air. Richard Howe getting the wind up there to come around and pick up the tail end. So the positions are car number 6 going off 1 for Australia, Pete Logue. Outside of him, car 4 from the US of A, Ray Godsey. Car 2 from the US of A running in 3rd place, Rodney Combs. Outside of him, car 46 for Australia, Graham Mons. And at the rear of the field in position 5, car 7, Richard Howe. In the starter's hand, green flag raised. 4 laps of racing to the side of that's on here. It's a big stand on it. It's Aussies 1 and 3 as they go into turn number 1. It's car number 4 that gets up high. This time it's Godsey. Combs trying the number inside Mons as they go down the back chute. We'll watch them dive into 3. There's a touch there, but Mons, being the gentleman, backs it off. But it's Godsey that's got it away this time. In 2nd place, car 6 for Australia. Race down the back chute. The clear out victory at this stage is car number 4 from the US of A, Ray Godsey, taking it away. In second place, car 6 from Australia, Pete Logue. Rod Combs, car number 2 from the US of A in third place. Behind them, Graham Mons in 46, followed by Richard Howe in 7. The leader round the top end here. It's Godsey, the All-Star champion from America, that's leading it away at the moment with 1 lap to go. 19.15 is his unofficial time around there for that lap. So he's just a fraction off the pace. The leader still car number 4 as he goes there as Combs tries to make a number on Pete Logue. It's a drag down the back chute. It's the Camaro versus the Pontiac as Godsey takes the checker for the Americans. This is very important, the second place, but it's going to be Pete Logue holding out Godsey, holding out Combs, the number 2 car. Howe spinning it with Mons coming through into third spot. Well, Richard Howe once again, he's done some laps tonight. Going off the rear of the field. The Americans running 1 and 4, the Australians 2 and 3 and 5. The points, all important, and this is the deal. Racing. It's a drag into turn number 1, Wilbur, the Jersey. Did he get him? No, there was a coming of wheels there, and there's a bar. Thank you, the Jersey's brought it down. Got to see what happened. The Jersey's down there. We've got Logue in trouble. The Jersey's done a front end. The Jersey has done a front end after that contact with Wilbur. The Jersey definitely out of it. That contact with Wilbur, the front end is just gone, shot to bits. Big Ed and the Jersey coming together off turn 1. Pete Logue coming around here slow. We'll see if he's got a problem too. Max really tried super hard to run that mid-high line round there. And Wilbur back in the corner hard, come down on him, and that's the whole deal. Rodney Combs moving up the 2. Peter Logue and Richard Howe out there, which is an interesting point because the maximum amount of points now that can be obtained by the Americans is 5. And the Australians running in a 1-2 situation would bring them in 7 points. So for the 2 Australians just to finish would be a good result. From the win would be unbelievable. And I guess I got a little number up here that I think we can all sing if they do. See what happens to Rocket Rod. He's running off position number 1 for the restart. Chief Stewart just coming to inspect something or other. I'm not quite sure. Oh, you're not going to believe this. They're letting another American out on the track. Here comes Klein. He's coming out of pit gate number 1. Well, we can see he's going to cut the mustard now, boy. Well, I'll stand corrected, but I thought when a car was admitted, that was the end of it. Shut the bag, bad luck, see you later, and all the rest of it. But certainly not to be with this deal here, because they've let Klein come out to replace him. But I must comment, why haven't they let somebody out to replace the Jersey? Goodness gracious, here was me saying to Wilbur about Rafferty's rules. Okay, Rodney Combs off position 1, and the USA 2 outside of him, car 6, Australia, Pete Logue. Richard Howe off 3 in car 7, and Klein off 4. Turn number 1, Pete Logue takes a nice line in behind Combs. Richard Howe there holding Klein out. But it's Klein that's up into the 3rd spot now. This will turn the tables on the Aussies. It's valuable points going away here. Klein trying to get around Pete Logue there as they dash down the main straight. Richard Howe, a better line into the corner this time. Keeps a foot on the bucket. He might do. Klein for that 3rd spot. We'll watch him going into 3. Richard Howe into the corner deeper. He gets a foot on the bucket, but he takes it too deep. The leader still Rod Combs. 1 length away from him is car 6, Pete Logue, who's really getting it together now. Oh, Richard Howe almost brought it down completely. It's Combs this time on the white flag lap with 1 lap to go. In 2nd place, Peter Logue. In 3rd place, car number 3, Mike Klein. Bringing up the rear is Richard Howe. The leader, Rodney Combs, as he goes around here. He's got quarter of a lap to go to the checkered. Here's Klein trying to make a dive into that 2nd spot, but it's going to be Pete Logue that holds him off. Interesting one. We've got car 11 starting off position number 1. That's Graham Sheedy off 2. Car number 10. Have a look at the field right back there. They've got some really quick little pedallers. Would Susan Jenkins please come to the commentary tower, please? Susan Jenkins to the commentary tower, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
What's his name again?
John Shanti and Drake Storer.
John Shanti and Drake Storer. John Shanti and Drake Storer. If you come to the commentary tower also, please, thank you. Righto, 8 laps of racing will be our next event. I'm sorry, the A-grade final, 15 laps. 15 laps to decide it, and it's the fast runners off the front. Here's a go already between Jacobson and Sheedy as they go into turn 1. We've got a guard half hanging off the 27 car as they try and sort it out. Rouse is in there for a look. We've got 1 car up on the pickets. It's car 35 and he's parked there. It looks like he's going again at long last. The leader now, car 11. It's Sheedy that's away. And have a look at Jacobs. He's relegated back to 3rd position. And the guy with the floppy guard in the 27 car, which is Greg Densley, he's up into 2nd place. Thank you very much. Kenny Rouse is also up there. He's behind Densley in the 3rd. And Jacobson now back into 4th. The 35 car Cortina gone infield with some problem or other as the leader comes around this time to greet the judge. And it's car number 11. It's Sheedy that's doing it well. In 2nd place is the 27 car of Densley. Rouse behind him in car 37. And Jacobson in the Commodore running in 4th spot. This is the final, the black flag, the protest flag about to be hung out here. We'll see who it gets flagged on. Car 27 running under protest now after that great effort of Greg Densley's. But the Chief Steward giving him that protest flag. That's the black flag with the white sash on it. But it's not going to perturb his racing, but Sheedy's the guy to catch as they come around the top end. It's Sheedy with a foot right in the bucket. In 2nd place, it's car 27, and that's the car of Densley. In 3rd place, car number 37, Rouse. Behind him is car number 11. Densley's car seems to be blowing a little bit of smoke. We could have a sensation already. He backs off there in those 2 corners. We'll watch him as he comes down the main chute. Placing still unchanged for the first 4 as car number 11 comes there. Densley to the infield. Densley being pulled off into the infield. I'm a little bit confused myself here. It looked to me that it was a run on the protest flag, but the Chief Steward asked him to go to the infield, whether it's that flappy front guard or whether it was for an infringement, I'm not sure. Car 11, our leader. He's doing it well at the moment. The man is Graham Sheedy in second place. Car number 37. And he's really had a night out tonight. That's the car of Kenny Rouse. In third place, car number 10, that Immaculate Commodore of Lou Jacobson. Behind them is car number 63, really putting it along of Clive Petsk. Behind them is the 17 car, which has been trying very hard all night, of David Wayman. Oh, Petsk, I shouldn't have said that. He's just brought it down on 3. I'm sorry, turn number 4, but he's out of harm's way. The leader coming around now is car number 11, and he's doing it in super quick form. Almost the length of the straightaway between him as he takes the checkered flag. And second place getter here, car number 37, Rouse, taking it through there. Car 10 in the third spot, just Jacobson. I think car 77 got up for Moe, that's Gary Webb's car, into the fourth position. And it's certainly a race of humpo bumpo. Bad luck, of course, for car 27, that's Greg Densley. As I say, I'm not sure whether it was for the guard hanging off, the offside front guard was hanging off the vehicle, or whether it was in fact for an infringement with a bit of a coming together with that Cortina, the 35 car, I think it was, on turn number 1. Okay, place getters coming around. Give them a round of applause as they head back to the pit. This is the race of the night that we've been waiting for. The final 12 laps of racing, USA versus Australia, starting positions to be decided. There's a man to give him a round of applause. Put on some great racing this evening, and deservedly so, taking the checkered flag around there. Car number 11, Graham Sheedy. Well done, Graham. And a round of applause for the guy in the pits there. All right, here's the grid. Looking good for a start. It's going to be Pete Logue leading off the pole line here, and have a look at the charge. Godsey on the outside of him. 12 laps to the side of them. There's going to be plenty of action here. We've got Godsey doing a tearaway. Pete Logue in second place for the Australians. Rod Combs behind him in car number 2. Richard Howe, then followed by Mike Klein in the 3 American car. Behind that is car number 46 of Graham Mons. The Jersey behind that, and Wilbur at the rear of the field. Combs trying everything. Peter Logue putting in a great drive, holding second. We'll watch him here. Logue's up high. Will Combs get through on him? The straightaway. Another lap down. All cars completed it here. Godsey screaming away as only he knows how. We've got 2 cars down on the bottom here. The Jersey. Goodness gracious me. Wilbur and the Jersey both bringing it down on turn number 1, but they're sorting it out. Klein moving up. It's the valiant Peter Logue that's fighting the Americans at the moment. This is a feather in the cap. He's holding the American NDRA champion off and doing a great job here. The leader going through the field. The Jersey in trouble. That front end not quite right. Here's the go here as the immediate leader comes around in the top line. Down the back chute. Car number 4 is the man. The Jersey in trouble, circulating up on the high line. The race still going on for second place. Peter Logue doing a great job there for the Aussies. Car number 6 is the car he's doing it in, and he's holding out the American Rodney Combs in car 2. in the sandwich there. It's Logue down the back chute. The Jersey getting up a bit more speed there as they battle into turn 3. Pete Logue's the man that's doing it this time, and they come down into second place. The leader, Combs. The leader, Godsey, I'm sorry, coming around the top bend. Car number 4 is the leader. This G.J. Rayburn car as he goes around the bottom bend there. Wilbur right off the pace altogether since that problem before. Second place getter, car number 6 from Australia. Car number 2 from the USA running in third spot. Behind that, car 3 from the USA. 46 Mons behind him, and Richard Howe behind that, followed by Wilbur, and then last but not least the Jersey, who's up amongst these other two. The race goes on. But have a look at the lead. In second place from third here, and Peter Logue's looking good. There's still quite a considerable amount of laps to run. Combs will be trying to get it down on him, but Pete Logue's trying desperately here. The leader. Oh, thank you. There's the leader. The leader's out of it. Or is he? Godsey and the Jersey. Fiberglass everywhere. A sensation as Godsey powers down the back chute. The Jersey and Big Heaps of trouble here. There's Godsey going past me now. Fiberglass flapping up and everywhere, but he's taken the win. It's the win going to Godsey. The checkered flag come down with that sensation. Peter Logue coming through into second spot. Combs third. Klein fourth. Fifth place, Graham Mons. Richard Howe. Wilbur. And then the Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, please applaud the winner, Ray Godsey. But what about, let's hearing it for Peter Logue. Pete Logue must be really pleased with himself going around there in car number 6. He beat the NDRA champion. And we've just got the final up for the point score. It was a draw. I was correct, there wasn't points allocated for non-finishers. I must admit the controversy argument come around with the problem at hand of that extra car being slotted in before. But that's the way it goes, so it's a draw here tonight at Rosedale Speedway. Pete Logue, let's hear it for him. Gee, what a drive that guy put on. Fair dinkum, it's his first season out in a big race car like this, and he's really done it proud. Okay, last race of the night. Coming out, gate number 1, the B grade final, 15 laps of racing. The guy's going to lead it away, and he's been doing a great job tonight. Robert Laidlaw. He's off the pole outside of him, 88. Another guy not to be sold cheaply is Chris Ahern from right here in Rosedale, the Flying HR. Car 56 running off position number 4, off position 3. And of course that's Gary Severs. Outside of him is Morwell number 6 of Murray Mons. So that'll be interesting, the first 4 cars. And of course looking through the field, who do we see? And a few charges up towards the back row there. Pete Gilligan, of course, has been conspicuous by his absence in the finals here tonight. Just waiting for the steward to get him going. 15 laps of racing to decide it. laps of racing, the last race of the night. Car number 7 off the pole, Moe car, Robert Laidlaw. Racing this time, and away they go, and it's Laidlaw into turn number 1. Severs is behind him in car 56 trying to make up the difference. Car 88 in third place now, and he's trying to make it round there. That's Chris Ahern. It's a drag down the back chute for the first 5 as a matter of fact, and it's Mons that gets up very high. He's been pushed up there towards the bed, but we've got a red flag down already, and it's because we've got a car in the pickets off turn number 2. Well, all these little races coming around for the green again. We'll see what happens this time. Okay, the results soon the same as the 7 car of Laidlaw. Flies around into turn 2. Sever coming up to have a good go at it this time. The 88 car in there to join him of Ahern. And they fly into turn number 3. Rouse up there in the, it's Mons up there in the 4th position. And behind him, really going into it, a hammer and tongs, is the other car, number 7, and of course that's from Nyora of Robert Cochrane. So the order as they go around out of turn number 2. It's car number 7 from Moe that's leading him away of Laidlaw. In second place, Sever in car 56. The 88 car behind him of Ahern. And behind that is Mons, followed by car number 7 from Nyora of Robert Cochrane. Leaders into turn number 1. Round they go. The leader down the main chute this time, and it's still car 7, and he's really bolting away. There's about 10 car lengths between him and the second place of Severs in car 56. The 88 car's only half a car length behind him of Ahern, and then falling back a little bit is Mons, and the rest of them with the little shoebox, the Mini, the 91 car, trying to get at the lot of them. Neil Finley's the guy from Rosedale, and he's up into position number 6. The leader passed us again. The laps falling down one after another. The challenge on now for 4th position. It's Cochrane trying to have a go at it there. It's Cochrane and Mons down the back chute. And the car in the chute, the little shoebox tucked away in there, car 91 and Neil Finley trying to meet them all for lunch. Placing still unchanged for the first 4 as the leader goes out at turn number 2. Our leader, car number 7 from Moe, Robert Laidlaw. In second place, car number 56, the E.H. Holden, doing such a great job of Gary Severs. In third place, car number 88 of Chris Ahern. In 4th place, it's Mons, that's Murray Mons in car number 6. Leader doing it at his will now. Almost a quarter of a lap separates first and second. Whoa, we got somebody up on the infield here. That's car number 16, the Nyora car, but he's straightened it up of David Moncton, and he's got it all down the ground. Here's a challenge now. It looks like Ahern trying to go around the outside of Severs. We'll see how they go in the drag down the main chute. They pull up together here. There's half a car length as they dive into turn number 1. There's a bit of a lean-to deal here, but it's all in pairs in love and war. And Speedway racing as they come off 2. Severs is the better of the 2. He's got 2 car lengths here as the leader almost got balked by a car going infield. The leader passed me again. The judge, discerning eye down on the field as Severs in the 56 cars coming second. It's still Ahern battling away there in the HR Rosedale car number 88. The miners behind them are still held by Murray Mons in car number 6. He's in position number 4. Behind that is car number 7 of Robert Cochrane. The little shoebox has gone infield, so he's out of the deal. And it's car number 32 that's up and doing the number on the rest of them there of Trevor Greenwood. The leader is going through 3 and 4 as the second and third place getter make the approach to that corner. The leader past us here now. The length of the straightaway separating first and second. In second place, car 56 Evers. In third place, the 88 car of Ahern as they go around the bottom turn. Whoa, bit of a push there by Ahern, but he does the right thing and backs off rather than loop the leader. I'm sorry, the second place getter. But it's the Moe 7 car that's done it well. There can't be a lot of laps left here in the final race here tonight at Rosedale. Don't forget, of course, the action happening again tomorrow night when the ladies really put it up for grabs with the Victorian Open Ladies title. We've got a challenge on now for third place. It's the car number 7 of Cochrane that's coming up to challenge Ahern, and this could be interesting run to the wire for the Miners as the leader clears out once again down the back chute. It's half a lap separating first and second. Placing still unchanged though, that car 7 of Cochrane is menacingly close to car 88 of Ahern. I'm watching the start-finish line now, waiting for that white flag. The passing flag in view vigorously. We haven't got long to go now. I'd say there's about a lap and a half left. We'll watch this now. I can see the white flag being prepared. Here comes our leader now, and he's doing it in fine style. Robert Laidlaw is the name of the guy as he flies past us now. 1 lap to go for Laidlaw. Let's watch the Miners. It's Severs, Ahern and Cochrane in that order as they go past. 1 lap to the wire. The leader, he'd have to be stiff to lose that. But I tell you what, you want to put your hands together because this guy's put on a hell of a deal all night. Here's a checkered flag for first place coming down on a very deserving driver from Murray, Robert Laidlaw. Second place looks like it's going to be held by Severs. Will Cochrane make a dive for the wire? We'll see. But it's Severs going up that second spot. Ahern in third. Cochrane in fourth place. Car number 32 pulling through there into fifth. That's Greenwood, and followed by him is Mons. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Rosedale Club, on behalf of the promoter of tonight's meeting, John Kenahan, and all the contributing parties here tonight, thank you very much for being here with us at Rosedale. The Australians coming out, even with the Americans. We'll look forward to seeing your smiling faces here tomorrow night for the Victorian Ladies Open title. Until then...
Through to third place, car number 16 in difficulties. That's Rita Woodham, and that's causing a few problems as we pass the Eurovox sign. Some sort of difficulties there. But the race leader at this stage, we're going back to the race leader, number 15, June Orish. There she is in our Valiant. Car number 15, June Orish, sister of the Australian champion Heather, in the lead at this stage as car 14 pulls off the field. Car number 14's pulled out of it. That's Joni Miller. From the looks, no, it's car 6 is pulled off. That's Gail Bullock. All right, there's Heather Orish, the national champion, moving up, trying to chase this one. Car number 9, Julia O'Rourke. Car 15, June Orish. Okay, there we go. We've got two sisters, first and second. We've got car number 15, June Orish. There they go, first and second. In the Valiant Charger, number 9 is June Orish, with Heather Orish behind her. Car number 1, the Leo Gomez Firebird. Third is number 8, Gloria Brent. Gloria Brent, third place. First, second and third, right up the tail there. There you go. First, second and third in the Australian Ladies Saloon Car Championship Heat 1. We've got a few laps to go yet as they move around a car that's slowing them up. 16, Rita Woodham. She's obviously in problems. Okay, but getting back to the leader there, that's the race leader. Number 9, Julia O'Rourke. No, we'll take that back. June Orish. Moving through on the inside there.
On the outside.
Gloria Brent trying to catch up on Heather Orish. Gloria Brent. Car number 8, trying to move through up on the outside of the national champ. Right up her tail too. For second place, Heather Orish in car number 1. And car number 8 is Glenda Brent for the Jersey Racing Chassis and Suspensions, a Commodore, in third place. That's the race leader. Car number 15, June Orish, in her Valiant Charger. A lap to go. 1 lap left. And it looks like it's going to be car number 15, June Orish to take out the first lap, but she's got a half a lap to go. Moving through on the outside of slower car. Car number 4, Vanessa Euler holding her up. But moving through to take the checkered flag now in her Valiant Charger, car number 9. Junie Orish. Car 15 rather, June Orish. From, it looked like her sister and the Australian champion, Heather Orish. And third across the line, 8, Glenda Brent in her Commodore. And that's the first heat of tonight's Eurovox Australian Ladies Saloon Car Championship. A 10-lap event, the official time coming through shortly. But it will see a win to car number 15, June Orish. Second across the line, her sister. A time of 2:32.2 for June Orish, ahead of her sister Heather. And third went to number 8, Glenda Bent, in the first heat of the Australian Ladies Saloon Car Championship, sponsored by Eurovox. Event 11 on tonight's program, the second heat of the Eurovox Australian Ladies Saloon Car Championship. 10 laps, a rolling start. And it'll be interesting to see whether the Australian champion Heather Orish can get up and improve on her third placing in the first heat. Her sister out there, the race winner from the first heat, June Orish, in car number 15. Also one to watch. Following car number 2, Carol Grist. 4, Vanessa Euler. 5, Nelda Marshall. 6, Gail Bullock. 7, Kay Anwell. 8, Glenda Bent, second in the first heat. 9, Julie O'Rourke. 10, Lee Clark. 11, Mary Dyson. 12, Carol Montoni. 14, Joan Miller. And 16, Rita Woodham. Car number 25, car number 10 rather, Lee Clark on pole. Car 10 on pole, that's Lee Clark, ahead of Vanessa Euler. Vanessa Euler. Third is Mary Dyson, car 11. And number 2 is in fourth position on the grid. That's Carol Grist. Coming from behind will be Heather Orish, June Orish. Trying to make up ground as we have a start. We have a start. Car number 4, Vanessa Euler jumps on the outside of Lee Clark. Wonder how long she'll stay there. Car number 7. That's Kay Anwell moving up on the outside of Euler. Car number 7 on the outside, car number 8 going through the gap, that's Glenda Bent, who was second in the first heat, but car number 7 has moved through to the lead. That's car number 7 is Kay Anwell. Kay Anwell leading after the first lap from 4, Vanessa Euler. And number 11 is in third place, that's Mary Dyson. Car number 8 trying to jostle through the field, that's Glenda Bent. Oh, they're nudging up. It's car number 9 in the Mini. Moving through the field with Heather Orish right behind her. Car number 9 rather, Julie O'Rourke. Knocking car number 4. That's Julie O'Rourke knocking car number 4, getting through to second place. That's Julie O'Rourke knocking locking Vanessa Euler. But moving through on the outside, Heather Orish. Moving up on number 9, Julie O'Rourke. Heather Orish getting into a good position now to take a crack at the lead. Heather Orish, the national champion, the ladies' national champion, on the outside of Julie O'Rourke, passing through, moving through on the outside, getting pretty close to the fence, and O'Rourke not giving her any room, but there's Orish with that extra power trying to get through on the outside, and O'Rourke having to bunch around one of the slower cars, and that's given Orish a bit of room on the inside now, and she'll take the second place. Yes, you won't be able to nudge her out, Julie, I'm afraid. Heather Orish through to second place after a slower car held up O'Rourke there, giving Orish the chance to pass O'Rourke. So that gives Orish a chance to get the jump on the lead car. That's car number 10, Lee Clark. Car number 7 rather, Kay Anwell. So it's 7, Kay Anwell from number 1, Heather Orish, and Julia O'Rourke is holding on to third place, but she's about to be taken by car number 4, car number 8 rather, Vanessa Glenda Bent. Okay, so car number 7 being taken on by Heather Orish. That's Kay Anwell being taken on by Heather Orish as they go around the STP turn. Car number 7 moving out wide, so that could give Orish a chance to move through on the inside. with a few laps to go. At this stage, we've got car number 14 holding up the works. That's Joan Miller, giving the lead runners a bit of a hard time. Car number 7, Kay Anwell with Orish behind her. Car number 8 is Glenda Bent. Anwell from Orish and Bent. And Orish nudging the rear of Anwell, giving Anwell quite a hefty nudge there on the rear. Car number 8 moving up on the outside. Orish with the inside running. Orish on the inside of Anwell. Moving through now, yes, Orish is going to take it on the next turn, I would think. She's got the inside running. Orish into the lead. Orish into the lead with just about 1 lap to go. Orish taking the lead of the second heat of the Australian Ladies Championship. Orish taking the lead with 1 lap to go. Orish ahead of car number 7. That's Kay Anwell. Behind her, car number 8. Glenda Bent, who was second in the first heat. Looks like she's going to try and do the same again this time round. Moving towards the checkered flag very shortly. Okay, taking the checkered flag. Car number 1, Heather Orish, ahead of car number 7. That's Kay Anwell. And 8 was third across the line, Glenda Bent. So unofficially, car number 1, Heather Orish from car 7. Kay Anwell in the 40 Engineering Harrington and Foster RW Auto Upholstery car. Second across the line, and third was number 8, Glenda Bent, for the Jersey Racing chassis and suspensions in her Commodore. The official time for the 10 laps coming through shortly, but that's the way we saw them across the line, 1, 7 and 8. Heather Orish, the national champion, showing her style and taking out the second heat of the Eurovox Australian Ladies Saloon Car Championship. Well, looks set to set a cracking pace. Behind them, number 8 is Glenda Bent. They'll also be putting the pressure on. Fourth on the grid will be car number 7. That's Kay Anwell. 5 will be the Mini of Julie O'Rourke for QH and Repco Auto Parts Victoria in her Mini, and she'll be pressing amongst the early runners. First off the grid though, on pole will be Australia's champion, Heather Orish. And that's the way they'll start, first, second, and so on. And we have a start in the Australian Ladies Saloon Car Championship finals. From pole, the Australian champion, Heather Orish, with her sister June right behind her. Car number 8 in third place, that's Glenda Bent. So settling down very early. The race favourite, Heather Orish, setting up an early lead from her sister June, who's being nudged fairly solidly by Glenda Bent. Car number 8. Fourth position, car number 7, that's Kay Anwell. Behind that, the Mini of Julie O'Rourke. That's the two Orishes, Heather and June, in the first couple of laps. It's Heather and June Orish. June making it very hard for the third car, Glenda Bent, to get around and challenge Heather Orish. Glenda Bent just can't get around June and put the pressure on Heather, who's got the race all to herself at this stage. Behind them, we've got Kay Anwell and Julie O'Rourke doing battle for 4th and 5th. The mighty Mini of Julie O'Rourke right behind Kay Anwell. But still, it's first, second and third the battle is on as Heather Orish stretches out her lead. Heather Orish ahead of June Orish and Kay Anwell. I beg your pardon, Glenda Bent. Here's the race leader. Heather Orish, the national champion. Australia won in the Trans Am Firebird. Heather Orish, car number 15. Car number 15, Heather Orish in second place. Moving through the slower cars now. 8 from 15. 15 in second place is June Orish. Okay, first is car number 1, Heather Orish. Ahead of car number 15, June Orish. In third place is Glenda Bent. Must be Glenda Bent in third place. Okay, car number 15. Okay, has been passed by Glenda Bent. Glenda's got through. So it's car number 1, Heather Orish, ahead of Glenda Bent. Glenda Bent has finally snuck through and taken second place. There she goes, Glenda Bent, moving through the slower cars and slipping up over the top of car number 4. 4 is Vanessa Euler. Well, goodness me, that she went right up over the top there. That was Glenda Bent. That was Glenda Bent moving over the top of Vanessa Euler, who the wheels locked. Yes, there we go. That's car number 8. Moving through on the inside past the Ripco turn, Glenda Bent in second place was lapping Vanessa Euler, car number 4. Her rear wheel locked with Vanessa Euler's left front wheel, and Vanessa cannoned into the Ripco turn, and it looks like curtains for that particular car. Bad luck, because Glenda was moving well in second place, having got past June Orish. Yes, she'd definitely be out of the race after that one. Almost set for a race start of the Eurovox Australian Ladies Saloon Car Championship final. The race reduced to 9 laps. On pole after the restart will be Australian number 1, Heather Orish, with her sister June behind her. Glenda Bent unfortunately having to withdraw. Okay, and away we go. We're a restart. Car number 1 out in the lead, and that's Heather Orish with her sister June right behind her. Car number 7. That's Kay Anwell in third place with the Mini of Julia O'Rourke right behind her. Joni Miller in 5th place. That's Julia O'Rourke with Joni Miller right behind her. They're 5th and 6th at the moment. Coming around the turn, it's Australia 1, Heather Orish in the lead. Past the Ripco turn, that's the race leader. Heather Orish ahead of her sister Ruth. Here's 3rd, car number 7, Kay Anwell, with 4th, the Mini of Julie O'Rourke. Kay Anwell for 3rd. Julia O'Rourke 4th. Julia O'Rourke moving up on the inside, trying to get through, but not able to. Back to the race leader, Heather Orish, moving through easily. Behind her, her sister June, going well on her Valiant Charger, in 2nd place. And 3rd at the moment, car number 7, Kay Anwell, with that Mini still nudging and annoying her. Julia O'Rourke's Mini trying to worry, if you can call it that, Kay Anwell. But Kay has got the bulk and the speed, and there's just nowhere for Julie to go, unless she can try to get through on the outside perhaps, but Kay Anwell's having none of that. Still nudging fenders, wheel-to-wheel combat this is. Kay Anwell in 3rd place, and on the inside goes Julia O'Rourke. Might find herself squeezed out onto the track. Yes, indeed, she's finding that. Kay Anwell just not letting her through, and through on the outside, Joni Miller trying to take advantage of the hassling. So Joni Miller up into 4th place now. Snuck in front of Julia O'Rourke, but Kay Anwell in 3rd still, with the 2 Orishes in 1st and 2nd. But those 3 bunching up there, and Julia O'Rourke nudged off the field. It's not much fun driving a Mini when you've got these bigger cars around. But Julia O'Rourke is a good enough driver to handle it and stay on the track. Okay, the race leader, Heather Orish, with 3 laps left. Behind her, sister June, car number 9 in the Valiant. In 3rd place, car number 7, that's Kay Anwell. And right behind her, right on her hammer, is Joan Miller. Joan Miller right on the hammer of Kay Anwell for 3rd place. The Orishes seem to have this race on a mortgage. They've got this one in a mortgage. Heather Orish collecting the 1 lap left sign, with Kay Anwell moving through the field. Kay Anwell getting nudged now by, hang on, we've got Kay Anwell getting bumped around. Car number 10, Lee Clark, is doing a reverse, has been flipped right around. Got nudged by a couple of cars there, and pushed Lee Clark right out of contention, but a caution on the track now. The drivers would have been coming towards the checkered flag. Couple of the drivers haven't realised there's a caution on. Car number 6, Gail Bullock, flying around in her Mini Cooper S, realising now that there's a caution on the race, and the final lap will have to be rerun. Unfortunate for Lee Clark, getting middled right out of the race. Flipped, and car nudged her right into the in-track. It won't affect the first 2 positions, though. I'm sure that Heather and June Orish were miles clear of that little melee. And we'll start the final lap in 1st and 2nd positions. 1 lap left of the 15-lap Eurovox Australian Ladies Saloon Car Championship final. The officials sorting the cars out now. the race leaders, number 1, Heather Orish, the national champion, and his sister, June, in car number 15, right behind her. Should be well clear when the restart occurs. All set for a restart of the Australian Ladies Saloon Car Championship final. Victorian defending title holder Heather Orish in the lead, in front of her sister June, and in third place car number 7, Kay Anwell. Just 2 laps left after the restart. And Joni Miller moving up, trying to put the pressure on Kay Anwell, but Julia O'Rourke and the Mini on the inside giving her heaps. 1 lap left though for the defending champion, Victoria's Heather Orish. Just 1 lap away from taking up the title for the 2nd year in a row. And moving up on the outside is her sister June, who's trying to take the honours away from her sister. Car number 1 from car number 15. Can she do it? The 2 sisters battling it out across the line. Well, it was just inches in that one. A photo finish. We'll have to wait on the judges for that one. What an exciting finish. The 2 sisters pouring it on. But it looks like car number 15 has taken it out. Unbelievable. June Orish in a last-minute charge has got through on the outside of her sister. The defending champion, Heather Orish. June Orish looks like has taken out this year's Australian Ladies Saloon Car Championship final. Well, that's the way it looks. We'll have to wait on the final placings from the judges. In the excitement, a bit hard to tell who came 3rd across the line, but could have been number 7, Kay Anwell. The judges still looking at it. Well, the winner was one of those 2, but who was it? Your guess is as good as mine. Waiting for the judges' official placings. The 2 sisters there really tuning it on. What a race. The last 2 laps. Now car number 15, June Orish in her Valiant Charger. Moving up on the outside when Heather Orish had the race in her keeping virtually the entire race. But at the end there was just centimetres in it.
Mr. Grimster, if you'd like to come back, thank you very much. All is back on again. Thank you very much to the officials for getting right into it. Fabulous.
Of course, as always, provisional placings. The time for those 2 laps, 38.7.
If you just repeat those again for us, please.
Right, provisional placings. First, number 15. Second, number 1. Third, 7. And 4th, number 9.
Yep. Okay, so there it is, and we'll call up, of course, June Orish. I'm sure she's here, and it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Kent Grimster, the National Sales Manager of Eurovox, to make the presentation to the lovely June Orish. Yep. There's a gallon somewhere. Gallon also. There you go. Yes, June, where are you?
I'll head to him. You put it on if you kids. No, what have we got first? We've got 3 on. They're all the same. Where's June?
Yes, June, if you'd like to come up now. I know the excitement's great. We would like to get on with the meeting. Thank you very much. Congratulations, love. Fabulous. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kent Grimster from Eurovox.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Eurovox Australia 3 years ago got involved with this event, and for the last, as I say, 3 years, we have seen a particular family dominate this event. It looked as though it was going to be 3 in a row for Heather, but June's got up, and the greatest of congratulations to her. Firstly, we'd like to give her the winner's sash. Also, on behalf of the Eurovox dealers in particularly Adelaide and South Australia, our South Australian distributors Auto Instruments, we also take great pleasure in presenting June with Eurovox stereo. I'm not too sure if it'll fit in the Charger, but I'm sure she'll find some use for it. Congratulations again.
Hi, John.
All right.
Your turn. Sweetheart.
Say a few words.
Thank you. Stuck for words. I'd just like to thank the sponsors, Eurovox and Speedway, for holding it. And I don't know what happened to my sister. She slowed down, but she had it won. And I was only glad to finish for a change. And it's my second race in the car, and I'd like to thank Roy for building it. Thank you.
And before you go, June, our friends at Roe Valley in the wonderful Barossa Valley here in South Australia present you with some Christmas cheer, Roe Valley Christmas cheer for you to celebrate with later. Congratulations. Okay, second went to Australia 1, well, not anymore, but Heather Orish.
Heather, congratulations on second place.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Bit hard.
Oh, thank you very much. Congratulations to my sister June and to all the other girls. And it's most disappointing that there was only so few girls here, but we won't go into that. I'd like to thank Eurovox for sponsoring this race once again. They do a very, very good job, and without them we wouldn't be here. Also, I'd like to thank Leo Gomez for the drive of his car. It really was fantastic, Leo. I'm sorry I didn't get home first, but there you go. Also, I'd like to thank Federal Mogul for the sponsor of Leo's car, and all the boys that helped out. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Heather, and before you go, some wonderful Roe Valley for you.
Thank you.
There we go. Third, of course, went to Kay Anwell. No, I wouldn't do that for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations to June and Heather. I'd like to thank Graham Lewis just so much for putting this title on for us. Ivor Beneke for putting up with my nagging. Graham fought very much for his car. Steve for all the help, and David. Thank you.
Some Roe Valley, and of course some beautiful floral garland from Tucker the Florist. We can't forget our old friend Pete Tucker, Tucker the Florist. Fourth went to a little mini driver, charged all night, Julie O'Rourke.
I'd like to thank Speedway Park. Thanks very much. Can we please have it here again next year? I'd like to thank Rob Mills. It's his car. We didn't quite have the legs on the big cars, but maybe next year. I'd like to thank my husband and Troy, Quinton and Hazel of South Australia, and Repco. Thanks very much.
Julie, before you go there, you may as well celebrate with the rest of them. Thanks very much, of course. I must thank sincerely Eurovox this evening. They've been fabulous people to us here at Speedway Park, and to you, Mr. Grimsted, thank you very much for coming out. And we'll just get the photographs taken. The girls can parade for you, and they'll go back in the pits and we'll get on with some racing.
Moving up now for event 17 on the card, the Removal Rubbish Company Modified Saloon Car Scratch. Heat 1, it's event 16 on the card. 12 laps, the rolling start. Graham Beneke, Joan Miller, Max Thompson, Kevin Rundle, Bob Middleton, Jeff Bailey, Tom Knox, Steve Stewart, one worth watching out there as well, Derek O'Reilly, Steve Wilson, Trevor Unwin, Dean Pomeroy, Dallas Stoyson, Glenn Jeffries, and car number 15, Chris Blunden on pole. We've got a start for event 16, the Remove All Rubbish Company Modified Saloon Car Scratch Heat 1, roaring out to the lead, roaring to the front of the pack, 47, Steve Stewart, making no bones about that, leaving Chris Blunden reeling in his wake. Car number 48, Derek O'Reilly in third place, but 47, Steve Stewart, made no bones about going to the lead right from the word go. Powering through that turn, Steve Stewart in the Remove All Rubbish Company Corvette, powering ahead of car number 15. Car number 15 slipping and sliding all over the place. That's Chris Blunden. Caution on race. Glenn Jeffries turning around. Glenn Jeffries having spun out at the Castrol turn, so a caution on the race. A restart will feature this man, car number 47, Steve Stewart in the lead. From 15, Chris Blunden. Third was 96, Dallas Stoyson. Moving up for a restart in event 16, the first heat of the Remove All Rubbish Company Modified Saloon Car Scratch Races. On pole, car number 15, Chris Blunden. On the outside, car 48, Derek O'Reilly, and that's the way they go with 47, Steve Stewart on the outside, 15, Blunden with O'Reilly and Stewart. Stewart moving to second place. 15, Blunden has a good start, and he's slipping and sliding past the Ripco turn. 47, Steve Stewart in his Corvette. Commodore rather out after him. 47, Steve Stewart. And the Corvette is Blunden goes really wide. Almost lost it on that turn. 47, Stewart on the inside. Blunden is absolutely flying around. He's going through those turns side on. And he's done it this time. Yes, he has. He did a complete 180. And they've locked together. Steve Stewart has locked with Blunden. And they did a bit of a, well, ring-a-rosy there. That was a real ring-a-rosy job. 15, Blunden. Did a complete 180, locked up with the bumper of 47, Steve Stewart, and took them both out the race. There'll have to be a restart now. Ready for our next restart in this Saloon Car Scratch race. Former race leader Chris Blunden has had to withdraw, so that leaves on pole 47, Steve Stewart. Ready for a restart now, and we've got a restart. There they go. 47, Steve Stewart in the lead. From 48, Derek O'Reilly, and 36, Bob Middleton rather. As they roar around the bend, Stewart a mile in the lead. Car number 25, that's Kevin Rundle being nudged there by a couple of cars behind him. Graham Beneke was the one giving Rundle a hard time as they move around the Speedway Park.
Big attractions for the day. And from what I saw this morning, the girls could certainly be able to mix it with the men. Three of the contenders for the title were at Red Lion this morning, preparing for Sunday, and we're off to practice at Brooklyn Speedway in Melbourne this afternoon for tomorrow night's Australian Ladies Championship. The three girls, Carol Grist from the Belmont Club, Julia O'Rourke-Mildura, and the current Australian champion, June Orish, were getting the feel of the car that she will drive in the championships at the weekend. Well, June, got the feel of the track for Red Lion at the weekend?
I hope so, yes.
Well, Red Lion on Sunday, but Saturday night, a big meeting at Brooklyn. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, we had the Australian Ladies Open Saloon Car title at Brooklyn, right. Which I'm the present holder of, right. So I have to defend that. It'll be a good meeting.
And the car that you'll be taking down there is just the car you've been trying out here at Red Lion today?
Yes, this is a borrowed car. It's a Pontiac. It's a 350. Right. Very quick car.
Well, looking at the car, the way you're getting around those corners, what sort of steering setup have you got on it?
We've got power steering, left-hand drive, and all the good gear. So very, very expensive machine.
Some of the titles that you've held yourself or currently hold?
Currently Australian, current Victorian Standard, and runner-up in the Victorian Open. I've had South Australian title and Australian title before this, and several Victorian titles. That's about all I can say.
Well, it's a sport that we see a lot of male domination in. Is there many races for the women on the circuit?
There's not a lot now, because it's so expensive to have your own car. Not many girls have. And I've got my own car at home, which I usually drive a Valiant Charger, but I can't afford to run it. That's why I've got this one lent to me. But not a lot for ladies now, unless they want to race with the men.
Well, racing this up. The night of the International Sprint Car Classic started off uneventfully, with cars duelling it out for the right to compete in the feature race. While the successful drivers and crews readied their cars for the main event, the crowds were entertained with Super Saloon and Super Rod races, as well as motorcycle events. But the feature event of the night was to become one which people will remember. Adding international flavour to the race were top drivers from New Zealand and America. The race got off to a fast start, and within the first few laps the first incident occurred which would become the hallmark of this race. With 19 of the 25 laps yet to go, the race was stopped. The race in total was stopped 4 times. The last time because of this collision between the 2 leading drivers, Danny Smith of the USA and last year's Australian champion Gary Rush. Although Rush's car was wrecked, Smith in a badly damaged car was allowed to continue. Due to the extent of the damage, his car failed to place despite the restart, with Smith in the lead. Nullawarre driver Max Demesny took advantage of the situation and raced to a lead, not only winning the event, but setting a new lap record of 13.22 seconds. New Zealander Barry Butterworth didn't run too well, as he had to borrow a car for this race after bending his on Saturday night at Newcastle. At Redline yesterday afternoon, it was Ladies' Day, with the Victorian Ladies State title being the feature event of the day. Fresh from her success at Brooklyn in the Australian titles on Saturday night, June Orish in a borrowed Pontiac Grand National owned by Vic Letizia of Geelong added another title to her long list of successes. Joyce, now from Timboon, has been racing for 12 years and won her first Australian title back in 1977 in an early model Saloon Valiant. Her first ever race was at Darlington in the Western District. This feminine fireball has now won 9 Victorian ladies titles, 3 Australian ladies titles, 1 South Australian title, 3 times runner-up in the Australian and 4 times runner-up in the Victorian ladies titles. Second in yesterday's title was Joyce McLeod from Nyora driving a Tirana, and third was Gay Morrow driving a Tirana, and Gay was from Castlemaine.